which was a short distance away from Saltmarsh. And you discover there that the sinister secret is that the haunted mansion wasn't actually haunted, but was instead the living quarters of a whole bunch of vermin,
Smugglers.
and then below the place, smugglers. So you recovered some wealth from that. You left one secret area which may actually be haunted, unexplored. So you can go back and check that out here.
The danger door.
The danger door, right? Who the smugglers told you when they opened the door they saw skeletons and they living skeletons, moving skeletons, and they slammed the door shut. Brandon, one new thing since last time I think you played is every time you start a new chapter of an adventure or a new Adventure League adventure, you can take a benefit from your renown. So it's basically benefactors giving you stuff to help you out with your
Okay.
adventure. And at
From
Renown
the
1,
faction?
yeah, Renown 1, which your character will have, you'll get a healing potion. Now,
Oh,
this is the same chapter for you guys that played last time, so you don't get anything new. If you used up your
Oh,
healing
you're
potion,
right.
you're out of luck. But if you didn't use it up, you still have it.
I definitely used mine.
Coralon does have it since he was in this chapter, but not really.
You do get it, yes.
I got it. Great. I'll add that.
Okay, so the council of Saltmarsh. There's a picture of some of the council members. There's Gellin Primewater, who Galadwin knows. She's been to a couple of his soirees. There's Anders Solmore, who Eddie the Triton knew, but he had to go off and do something else, so you don't
The
have
sea called
Anders.
them back.
Yeah, you don't have Anders as a contact. And then there's Edda Oland, who's the chief member of the council. So a few days after your triumphant return, from the destruction of the smuggler's ring at the haunted house, you are summoned to an emergency meeting of the Saltmarsh Town Council. And that takes place in building labeled number 14 there, kind of at the heart of the village. Here it is discussed that though the land-based operation of the smuggling ring has been quashed, there must be a seagoing vessel by which the contraband was originally conveyed, and this is still at large. The Council, fearful that any surviving smugglers could seek to re-establish their operation, asks you to apprehend this vessel and put an end once and for all to the smuggling. A reward of 400 gold coins is offered for the successful conclusion of the mission. Hey Tim, could you put your mic on mute or maybe a little further away from your mouth because we can hear the breathing through it. Thanks, Tim. Okay, let's do some character intros before we go any further. Since we got one new player, you guys I've played before can keep it a little bit brief, but at least tell us your class and race and that stuff. So Argus, go ahead.
Argus is a wood elf. He is a rogue one, warlock one, trying to branch out a little. He's what is he? Half elf. Fights primarily with a ranged weapon and tries to stay out of melee range.
Has he shared anything or know anything more about who his patron might be that's giving him his warlock powers?
I think all hexblades are the same. It's the what's her face, the Raven Queen is the hexblade for every.
Yeah, I think you can kind of mix it up a little bit. There's also Shar, who's a choice, and others. I think that might not be canon that you can, but if you want to, I'd be okay with it. Okay, next we got Braylon.
High elf fighter, second level. Thanks to last week, and he likes to be out there with his swords, banging away, and he's that's probably about it. He's seems to be on a mission, but not really sure uh, what that mission is here in Saltmarsh.
Okay, and despite the picture I have for him, he's got golden hair, and standing next to him is another high elf, and that is Coralon.
So strange to be in this company. I am Coralon, a moon elf, so I'm no high elf. And usually pale skin and dark jet black hair. Level 1 wizard, fresh out of the scriptorium and the laboratory with very little adventuring experience. I hope to stay out of melee as well and lend diverse repertoire of spells once I gain access to them to the group.
So you guys probably ran across Coralon when you were bringing back the various books that you found in the mansion. Those ancient tomes that you found that were from the alchemist that was supposed to be there, and that probably piqued Coralon's interest into joining you to travel back and explore some more of that place.
That's good.
Okay, then the brains or brawn of the group, Don John.
Yeah, Donjon's a dwarf fighter, level 3. He was sent to Saltmarsh to do some diplomatic meetings with the Copperlocks, and he's not afraid to take care of business with some big old sticks.
Big old sticks in the tune of, what's he got? Maul,
Great sword in the mall.
All right. And then Galadwin. Go ahead, Galadwin.
I'm a half elf who grew up in Candlekeep and read a bit too much there. Then, just before I left Candlekeep, I came into contact with the god of sleep, Hypnos, who offered me the power to go and find out more about the world, both through traveling through it as well as through learning any books there that have not been in Candlekeep's library. The exchange for this power to move around is all of the sleep in my life.
So Galadwin, is she like always constantly tired?
Not so much
Not so
tired.
much.
Jane doesn't need sleep anymore. Has a
Got it.
great old one.
All right. I'm sure that won't come back to bite you later. All right. So Don John, I just noticed that you're in a
Yep.
party of 2 elves and 2 half elves. So that's like your worst nightmare came true.
It's okay. I'm only shuddering on the inside of my armor.
All right.
And I'm actually rather curious to be in mixed company, so it doesn't bother me.
Okay, so in your explorations of town, and you're selling the gear that you purchased from the haunted mansion last time you traveled there, you come across one individual in town, and they are located in building number 7, which is right there, and they are the faithful quartermasters of Ayuz. And they're led by one Captain Zendros, pictured here. And you find out that Captain Zendros can procure magic items. And that extends into DD AL Adventures 2. You can purchase a random item from those tables A, B, C, or F for the DMG. You pay the gold per the list below, and 10 downtime days, and spend the treasure checkpoints, and then I'll randomly roll a magic item for you. Or you can purchase a specific item. So this is your chance to get anything from table F or anything from table G. You have to pay the TCP and 30 downtime and the gold that's listed there. So keep that in mind, and this will apply in all your adventures in Saltmarsh.
Okay.
So you'll be able to take advantage of that at any time.
Now, would we just check that in the logs, or would we have to do that in session?
You could do it. You have to do it in session if you're doing the random, because the DM has to roll it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you just do it in your logs between sessions if you're doing the specific item.
Okay.
Okay, so you ran across Zendros. Now the plan of the town council. You guys kind of went over this at the end of the meeting with the town council. The smugglers on the vessel are likely unaware of the capture of their land-based colleagues, at least for now, and so they should return sometime soon. And the council arranges for members of the town guard to patrol the potential rendezvous points each night for the next 2 weeks in case the smugglers return. As soon as an approaching vessel is spotted, the council expects you to board and capture the ship, at least if you want the reward. And the council puts a small 8-person fishing boat with a crew of 2, Lars and Pingor, at your disposal. You're also welcome to go and reinvestigate the mansion and maybe camp there watching for the boat. That's probably the most likely place it'll return anyway, so it would be good if you were there. You also have the lantern that you found. So you found this lantern, a bullseye lantern, and a scrap of paper with the following codes on it. There's no indication exactly what those codes mean, but they are definitely 3 separate codes on 3 separate lines on that piece of paper. And that you found nearby the lantern that you found.
Perhaps this is a way to signal to the approaching ship that all is safe or not or something.
So that's all the information you have. So discuss amongst yourselves your plans, where you want to go, if you want to wait here for the ship signal, if you want to go to that haunted mansion and explore it while you're waiting for the ship signal, or other.
Can you folks point me to where the mansion is on the map? Is it one of these numbered buildings?
It's on the bigger Saltmarsh region map, right there.
Got it. South town. Got it. Thanks.
East actually. The map's
It's
rotated.
rotated.
Yeah. Thank you.
The maps, they're both in 2 different directions too.
Both of them are rotated, and it's just.
Got it. Okay,
I apologize if you have OCD. I almost have it bad enough that I moved them, but I didn't. Or rotated them.
And this lantern, does it detect magic? Does it have some abilities other than normal bullseye?
Nope, it does not detect magic. It's purely mundane.
Is Bullseye just like it has a shutter that opens and closes, or like what? What's a Bullseye lantern?
You can focus its light in a given direction. Plus,
Okay.
this one also has a shutter too, so you can also open and close the light.
That's why I'm thinking this might be a sequence of, leave the shutter open for a long period of time, flash it short, flash it short, flash it short.
Yep.
There has to be some communication between the smugglers on land and those at sea.
That makes sense to me.
Where would a boat approach to remain undetected and also allow the goods recovered? Were they large and bulky? Would a wagon or a cart or something be needed to move them from coast to the mansion?
So the goods recovered appeared to have come from, some of them, from the town of Seaton, some from Saltmarsh. It's like the haunted house was a waypoint where they were being collected, and then they were going to be transferred to the ship.
To the ship, got it.
Yeah. So your most likely place for the ship to come would be near the haunted house,
Close
given
to
that's
the
where it's going
haunted
to pick up its gear. Yeah.
There was a boat on the basement of the haunted house the previous time. How large is that boat?
That boat, it's a little bit smaller than the one you're given by the town council. It will hold all of you, all 5 of you, but just barely. Here's a picture of that boat. Oops. Here we go. There's that boat.
Okay.
Do either Lars or Pingor look handy with a blade, or are they purely
They are militia.
seamen?
They're militia, so they probably would be able to at least defend themselves a little bit. Not like you guys.
The main issue is that if you use a boat that they do not recognize, like it's a clearly larger boat, it would maybe trigger some suspicions relative to using their own.
Exactly.
That's a pretty good observation. Yeah, you think that's probably true.
Could we ask Lars and Pingor to man the smaller boat so they can handle the navigation duties while we
Yeah, they're
remain
happy to come
poised
with
and
you.
ready to spring?
In fact, they can take you to the mansion with the big boat and just hide it up inside the cave there. Or if you prefer to leave the big boat in town, they'll walk with you to the mansion.
Let's bring the big boat with us, just in case.
In
We
case
need
one
it.
springs a leak.
Yeah, that too.
I asked about some of the items, and it was cask or big barrels, and there was some rolled up carpet and linens. So some of the stuff was pretty good size.
We definitely should have some of that in this boat to allay suspicion once again.
Yeah.
Can one of them man a boat by themselves, or do they need both for each boat?
The both boats are small enough that one of them can man it themselves.
Okay.
The 8-person boat would be a little bit of a handful, especially if they tried to sail it. It's actually got a sail on it. It looks like the small one does too, but it would be easier
Because
for one
we could
person.
have one of them drive us out in the small boat, and then later have the other one just shuttle the big boat, or
We could. I mean, do you feel that the best place to apprehend or to board this other boat and deliver justice to the vagabonds is offshore, away from the coast, or do we attempt to lure the boat as close as possible? I'm not particularly handy in
what
the
if we
bottom of the
just
sea.
took the biggest boat? Like if we were to board a smuggler's boat, like the full thing that's carrying everything, and just take that back to Saltmarsh.
So you're in Saltmarsh right now. You're
Or yeah,
saying,
but like sail it back to like a dock in the city.
oh, if you capture the boat,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. If you guys capture this big smuggler's boat, you can definitely bring it back.
Might even be a reward for that, but it's probably stolen anyway. So
If we manage to lure them close to shore, can we expect any further support from the council?
Um, you don't suspect. They look around at each other, and Eleander speaks. He's the militia leader. He says, "We would certainly, if you got the boat into town, we'd certainly defend the town. But we don't have anyone worthy really to go and try and capture it with you."
Because if we can't get additional support by bringing it back to town, then engaging them at sea itself would actually reduce the chances they can.
I
Yep.
don't think they would fall for like coming into town though. It's quite a distance away.
It
It's
is
what
4 miles
7?
away. Seems
Yeah.
unlikely that they, and even if they, it seems unlikely they would come into town. Period. Dot. Since they're smugglers.
yeah, exactly. And since they have what appears to be some sort of system to sneak around, I think if we break that in any way, we're likely to tip our hand that we're not their companion. I just don't want to have to swim a long way after I fall out of the boat.
So you do have Lars and Pingor. They will take you in the 8-person boat back to the haunted mansion when you're ready to go, and they will hide it up in the cave if you like. The town council has militia patrolling the cliff sides, basically all along the cliffside between Saltmarsh and the Hide House and the Dwarven Mine, watching for the boat's return. They will come get you if they see it. If you are in the Hide House, Lars and Pingor will keep watch out while you're exploring the house if you like.
We should definitely re-explore the house. I'm curious about that danger door.
Okay. All right.
I
So
just really like saying danger door.
you collect your provisions. You get on board the boat. Lars and Pingor set up the sails, and off you go on your next adventure. The trip to the hot house is uneventful. The waves are pretty tame. It's a dreary gray sky type of day. No big storms brewing, it looks like, so you make it there uneventfully. And Lars and Pingor pull the boat up into this cave, which I'm moving you guys to, right here. You find the place much as it was when you left it. Still got the casks of brandy, the ones you couldn't carry out, and the bolts of cloth. And the room up past the secret door over here is still empty of any new residents. But the door right there, yeah, that door is still beckoning you.
Hasn't been broached yet.
So the cellar. You can relight the torches down there. You can tell it was once a big cellar, but since been converted into living quarters, or had been. 10 crude beds stood along the south wall, each with a wooden locker at its foot. You explore all those lockers, took all the treasure out of them. There's a long wooden trestle table ringed by rickety stools dominating the center of the room. There was metal cutlery, cups, and dirty plates sitting atop the table. There's blood and stuff around here from the battles you had with the smugglers. You guys explored this room very carefully. That was the room of the leader. But before you get to that room, in the hallway is a door with a wooden bar across it, held in brackets on the frame and the door itself, with the word danger scrawled on that door using chalk. That is this door right here. So there you are.
Is this how it was last time you were here?
Yep.
Barred and
Yep. Everything's left the way it was. Your two militia they say they'll head on upstairs and watch and come down and warn you if they see the boats coming.
Thank you, Lars.
You carefully inspect the door, looking for traps and anything. There's nothing there. It is bulging as if something on the inside of it's tried to break out. But the bar is easy to remove, and then you'd be able to just throw the door open if you do.
Is the door like actively flexing,
No.
or is it just kind of like permanently like bent?
Permanently bent,
Okay.
cracked, and bowing. Yeah.
Does it, is there any sort of obvious means of damage, claw marks or fire
No.
or anything like that?
Definitely something from the inside trying to break its way out.
Trying to force it.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hear anything on the other side of the door right now?
No sounds.
Has anyone checked to see if it's? Oh, you said it's not mundanely trapped.
I think last
You
time we
are-
checked, there wasn't anything.
Yep. You
like,
guys
special
look it
about
over.
it.
You guys look it over carefully, and you find no traps.
Well done, John. You want to put those sticks to use?
Yeah, will do. I'm just gonna pull out my maul, and
Sorry.
my maul, and just prep myself and just kind of look back towards the group and ask if everyone's ready.
Okay. Everyone take a position that you want to be in as Don John opens that door. And once you're happy where you're standing and with what you have in your hands, click your token and click initiative. Because as soon as Don John opens that door, something will take place.
Tom, how do you signal what you have in hand? Do you write it in the chat here?
Generally, if it's what's in your description, you don't need to write anything down. Like, oops, not your description, your
Basically,
gear.
my
So
arcane focus.
yeah, your hands are free if you want, or you could have arcane focus at one of them.
Yep.
It's always good to start with hands free because it's a free action to draw something. But if you already have something in your hand, you have to put it away. That makes it harder.
Or drop it.
Or drop it, yeah. All right, Don John,
Yes.
you throw the
My
door.
approach is just gonna kind of like take the maul and like uppercut that wooden bar, still with both things in my hand, or both hands on the thing. Wow.
You uppercut the door. There's a dark room beyond. The chamber's dingy and dirty and dark. The corners are filled with shadows, but you see movement and the glint of weapons and armor, and then the parched white bones of skeletons coming your way. Put them on the map for you. Okay, so you see 6 skeletons in the room. You guys already got your initiatives. I'll roll theirs.
It seems like some of the initiatives didn't go through or got reset. I only see Braylon and Coralon.
Huh, that's how I see everyone.
I
Okay.
only see Braylon.
Interesting. Well, we'll see if it corrects itself here in a second.
Braylon and Corleone too. That's it.
Same here.
Wonder if there's a thing that would keep them from initiative showing. Okay, well, let's see what happens. I'll tell you who's going. Braylon's first. Then you got a skeleton, then Argus, and then 4 skeletons, and then Don John, then Galadwin, and then Coraline, and then a skeleton. Braylon, what do you want to do? Don John says skeletons. You can see
All right.
2 of them from there.
I'm gonna try to step up and share some space and reach this one.
Okay. My house rule in that is that you can't make an action from a square you can't end your turn in.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move in if you like.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I'll get into there and I'll attack him.
All right. The skeletons have just a piecemeal assortment of leather and steel armor. It looks like 20 hits easily gets between the plates and does 7 damage, 8 damage to the piercing to the skeleton. Cuts out some bones. They clatter to the floor. What else you got,
All right. And I'm gonna step back to there.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Okay, very good. After Braylon, the first of the skeletons goes. 2, 3, 4, 5. This one comes from out of the darkness, Don John.
Yep.
And it does stab at you with a short sword, kind of a cutlassy looking short sword. Doing 5 piercing damage to you. And then Argus, your turn.
Argus will shoot at the one that just stabbed at Don John, because I think the one beside the door has partial cover, right?
It would, yeah. The one that's stabbing at Don John does too, because creatures also provide cover. Even allies do.
Oh, okay. I'll shoot at the one next to the door that's already been hurt then.
Okay. That's smart. Yeah, focusing fire on that guy. But
I
you do
missed.
not connect.
A lot of low rolls.
Okay, now the skeletons come pouring forward. Luckily for you, Don John is blocking the doorway.
Low center of gravity. Dwarf block.
And then one to the northeast of you, Don John, stabs at you with another cutlass. Not connecting. And then your turn, Don John.
Welcome to the butcher shop. I'm just gonna swing at them with my maul.
Nice. All right.
8 for 12 bludgeon.
Miss.
Okay, that's it.
After Don John. Galadwin, you can see these skeletons piling up at the doorway.
But Don John's blocking them from me as well.
He is, he does provide them cover, yes.
Okay,
Can let
then
them pour in if you want.
well, that wouldn't be very.
Bad idea.
I'd rather not. Yeah.
Ooh, a
anyway,
penny.
I'll summon a giant bell above the injured skeleton to crush it.
Okay.
So the dead.
How much damage does that bell do? It does 5 to the skeleton, which is enough. The skeleton crumbles under the weight of the bell. After Galadwin and Coraline.
Okay,
So Coraline, from where you're standing, you can see 2 of them.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to try acid splash.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Where did acid splash at these 2, the 2 I can see.
Right. Go ahead and click that button. I forget. I think it's a dex save they get. We'll see. It is a dex save. Acid, 13 dex. The first one takes it. The second one takes it. Both of them take 4 acid. Sizzling and burning away at their bones. Oh, gosh, one thing I forgot to describe about these things is that you notice as they're close to you, Don John, that the 2 and the ones behind them that haven't acted yet have looks like some golden sheen to one of their rib bones. You don't know what to make of that. It's definitely odd. It's almost like their bone was dipped in gold. That is the 3 that are north in the room that you guys haven't actually seen yet.
Okay.
What else, Coraline?
Finishes his turn. Let's see. You declare that we say when we're done. So I use the cantrip. No movement. Done.
All right. So the skeleton in the far north comes charging forward to you, Don John, stabbing you with another cutlass, missing this time. Now, to further add to the pending doom that you feel, these 3 that are in the north have these golden rib bones, but you also see the outline in blue of a doorway. There's a faint blue light starting to shine.
Uh-oh.
And it is right where that red is. We should make it blue. Right where that blue is the outline of a door in blue. The light is, you just now recognized or spotted it, and it seems to be growing in intensity. And that skeleton is done. That round's over. Braylon, your turn.
The one in the front again. Ah,
Glancing off the stone and missing. Then the skeleton in the front stabs at Don John, connecting with the
16,
dwarf
yep.
for 3 piercing. And then Argus, your turn.
Shooting at the one in the front. Yes.
Oh, crit. Nice. 8 and 8, 16 points of piercing damage, and that one's skull goes flying off its head over the shoulder of the one behind him and clatters against the wall. After Argus, the next skeleton. Oh, one of the ones with the gold bone comes down. This first attack on you, Don John, has advantage. 14,
Okay.
though, does not hit. Let's see, I'm going to mark the only one without the gold. I'll mark him with a green circle. The other 3 have golden rib bones. At least one golden rib bone
Does
each.
the golden rib bone give them advantage, or?
You don't know.
Okay.
That was that one. Then the one behind him, he can't do anything. Then the one behind him can't do anything. And then Don John, your turn.
Alright, now, Argus, tell me if I'm doing this right, but I want to Fighting Spirit Action Surge.
Oh, nice.
Is that
That's
the
way to
thing
do
that I
it.
want to do?
That's what you want. You also, though,
Alright.
want to be an elf and be using
And
A
hand
bow.
crossbows
A bow,
and
yeah.
having the
So you're only-
spell sniping feat.
you're only
and
halfway doing it,
crossbow
right?
expert. Yeah, so I'm going to attack with my maul.
Elf energy is
16 for
normal.
7 bludgeon.
Okay, so that's advantage on weapon attacks till the end of your turn. That's good because your first attack against this thing had disadvantage. So because you used your fighting spirit, you're attacking straight up. You get 5 temp hit points. You do 7, which turns into 14 as your maul goes just ripping through its bones and takes the skull off
Nice.
the top of its head.
And then... Oh, and I killed it?
Yeah,
I'm going to take a step in and use my second action to attack the one that's with the green dot.
got it.
20 for 9 bludgeon.
That turns into 18 and smashes that one. Do you want to move any further?
I imagine if I move back, I'll get an attack of opportunity against me, so I'm just going to stay right about here.
After Don John, Galadwin, your turn.
The remaining 2 skeletons will have the golden bone thing, right?
They do. Yes, they do.
I'm gonna try to like precision strike one of the golden bones using
Fire away. Toll the Dead. 7, 13 wisdom save. Okay, it affected it. Did 7 damage to it.
Is there any like special effects from hitting the bone, or
No,
like, does it just?
no.
All right.
You didn't notice anything special. After Galadwin, Corlon. So Corlon, to see those two, you'll have to move down south to be in line with Galadwin or Argus.
10-4. Argus, okay if I stop here?
Go for it.
Not familiar with it. Okay. Move to there and acid splash again on the 2 skeletons side by side.
They both fail their dex saves. They both take 4 acid.
And just in case.
Okay, after Corlon. I only make you declare the end of your turn when I'm doing the the competitive thing. So
Got it.
I will generally move on to the next person as soon as you take an action, but you're welcome to keep moving to wherever you want to finish your turn at. And
thank you.
just interrupt me if I move on and you still had like a bonus action or something that I forgot.
Sounds good.
Okay, a skeleton attacking you, Don John, with advantage with its short sword. 17 hit for 8 piercing, Don John. That comes off your
Yep.
5 temp first. Don't forget. And just take those away completely now. Okay, the end of that round. The door swings open, blue light spills into the room, and a skeletal figure with a pointed wizardly hat and black wizardly robes and wisps of smoke making a beard steps through and begins to cast spells. Let me add him to the initiative.
Oh no.
He got a 16 as initiative check, so that puts him after Braylon and Argus. Braylon, your turn.
All right, I'll move down there, and I'm going to green flame blade this guy. Oh, I need to use my rapier first. Here's my swing.
That's a hit for 5 points, and then 3 fire to the one next to it. The
Yep.
fire burns up the other one. And do you want to move anywhere after that?
Yeah, I'm gonna move into 1, 2, 3, 4,
Very good. Braylon.
5. I'll move into there.
Stepping right up to the alchemist, if that's who this thing is. After Braylon's done, Argus.
I'll move forward a little and try and finish this guy. Missing. And I will move further in as well. To just here.
Okay. I forgot to take a swing at you, Braylon. You provoked from this skeleton here. He swings at you with his short sword 1 time. 17 connects.
I think
through
that
your
hits,
defense. Does 7 piercing. Argus comes in after shooting. Argus missed his shot, standing there. Now the alchemist goes. He waves his hands, and this blue mist around his hands that congeals into a liquidy form, and then he lobs it at you guys. I think you can do this twice. Yeah. First at Braylon. 17 Braylon for 5 acid. And then he'll pummel you again with another one. But you dodged the second. Don John, your turn.
I'm just gonna swing to the one to my north with a maul. 11 for 9.
11 missed.
And that'll be it.
After Don John, Galadwin, your turn.
I'd like to try to finish off the skeleton with Total Dead as
Wisdom save for the skeleton. Ooh, somehow it resists.
Okay, nothing happens then. I just move. That's it.
Coralon, your turn.
Carlon moves to here, and we'll try for the 3rd time acid splash on the skeleton.
Dex save. He is pretty resilient as a skeleton.
It is indeed, and I will move to there. Done.
Then the skeleton attacks Don John with his short sword. Missing you this time, Don John. Now, the alchemist. So you get a better look at this thing. A hunched corpse wearing a pointed hat and dressed in a robe embroidered with mystical symbols crosses through the hidden door. Thin wisps of beard float from its bony jaw. It raises a finger, tracing arcane symbols in the air, and you hear a hoarse voice come from it as it speaks. Secrets found and lost, then found again. Your paltry minds cannot fathom. And Braylon, your turn.
All right, I'll move up to there. Or actually, probably to there. I'll move up to there and I'll attack him. That was that's it.
Holy cow. That's a critical hit on this guy for 9 points of piercing damage. Got it?
Yeah, and I'm going to second wind.
Very good.
And that's crap.
3 hit points back. After Braylon, Argus.
I will draw my bow to the ground and make an attack with the rapier against this guy.
That connects. He does not give you disadvantage. Seems the magic of that gold might be used up, and that destroys him.
Okay.
Okay. No one presses the alchemist to help Braylon out, and the alchemist keeps lobbing acid at Braylon. No, actually, he's going to. Now that Braylon's right in his face, he's going to. It'd still be better to lob acid at you. Yeah. No, he'll claw you, Braylon. And miss you. Easily deflect his claws with your armor. Donjon, your turn.
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna yell at everyone to get in here and then attack him with my maul. 24 for 9 bludgeon.
Nice. That does 18 bludgeoning to this thing. Knocks off one of its arms at the shoulder, but it's still fighting back. Galadwin, your turn.
Eldritch Blast.
The ray of eldritch energy from the unsleeping one connects, and the alchemist goes down.
Nice.
Bones clatter all around the entryway there. The room beyond Donjon you can see, and you all probably rush up there to take a look. It is a laboratory. This is a British module after all, so it's got to be a laboratory. There's a clutter of broken glass and earthenware piled on the floor. 3 small copper pots lie amid the debris. A bench runs down the west wall. On the bench are jars of powders and liquids and several pieces of chemical apparatus. There's a table against the south wall, and a book is open thereon. Also on the table is a candlestick with a tiny stub of unlit candle still in it, and a variety of other items that even in the dim light shine with the warmth of pure gold. One of these objects looks like a human skull. Let's see, the skeletons in the room outside. 1 rib bone on each of the skeletons. They all had it. When you look at them closely, you just missed it on the others. It's dipped in gold and is worth 5 gold pieces. The alchemist wears an empty bag at the waist. The bag seems bigger on the inside than out. And inside you find a flat gray and black river stone inscribed with an unknown arcane symbol. It feels cool to the touch.
Shall I ritual cast Detect Magic and see what we have here?
Yeah, you have some time, so you can do that while you're also looking in the next room. The next room, the table holds small stacks of gold coins that total 47 gold. The chemical apparatus on the bench is worth some money. There's a set of 5 small discs, balance weights from the looks of them, a rose, an apple, and a human skull, all made out of gold. The book that is lying on the table. The book is titled Ye Secret of Ye Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, that seems interesting. Can I read it?
The Secret of Ye Philosopher's Stone has no author that you can see acknowledged when you look at it, Galadwin. It would probably be worth a significant amount of money to the right buyer. It looks rather profound in the writing. It would require some significant study and a successful arcana check, which would translate into 1 downtime day and an arcana check that you'd have to roll in front of me. And if you were to succeed at that, it seems to contain instructions, if you could understand them, for the creation of a philosopher's stone and how to use that to convert base metals into gold.
Tom, any language that I recognize? Sylvan, Elvish, Common.
It is in common, but it's just that it's profound in its writing, so it'll take a little bit of time to fully understand it. Oh, the arcane symbols on the little stone. Nothing there. It is magical, however, and so is the bag. Yeah, the bag is detecting the magical. The stone is detecting the magical. As you further examine the room, the chemical room, you find a concealed drawer in the table or the desk, and in that concealed drawer, you search for traps and such, of course, first. But you find a spell book, and that spell book has in it some level 1 spells and 1 level 2 spell listed there in the
I
chat.
can retire. Happy.
Okay, so that's all you find. To identify what the bag is, you could ritually cast an identify spell. You do have to get 100 gold piece pearl before you can do that, though, and you didn't have the gold for that. So you can also take a short rest, and during your short rest, 2 of you guys could wear the stone and check out the bag and identify them that way too.
Test them out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So you do have time for a short rest because nothing pressing is happening. So if you guys want to take one, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, Braylon could use one, so that'd be good.
You're the only one who got hit. Don John did too. Yeah, don't
Just a
forget
wee bit.
your second win, Don John, before you do your hit dice.
7.
Okay, so while you're resting, you identify those 2 items you found. The bag is indeed a bag of holding. It will carry up to 500 pounds worth of equipment and 64 cubic feet worth of equipment and still weigh only 15 pounds. So that's pretty nice. And then the stone that you found is a luck stone, a flat gray and black river stone. It gives you advantage to an ability check, and you can use it once per dawn. So one of you can be wielding the stone. Who would like that?
Probably be good for the rogue to have that on ability checks if he's
Risking
Jeez.
life and limb to
interested.
trap things.
Well, if no one speaks up, I'll assume you just throw it in your bag of holding until someone does speak up. Because the rogue's not speaking up.
Tom,
Argus,
can you
you-
describe on Luckstone AUC? Is that attuned?
Yeah, it requires
Uh,
attunement.
uncommon.
It's uncommon, and it's on table C.
Okay, thank you.
So, yeah, new with the season 8, they kind of abstracted a little bit of stuff with the gold and the treasure to try and keep it level and even. So you'll find the details out as you play, but all magic items have a cost, and that cost is determined by what table they appear on in the Dungeon Master's Guide. So the higher the letter of the table, the more they cost.
Got it.
And you gain points to purchase items by every adventure you play. Abstractly, for example, if you wanted that luck stone, you'd say you take it now and it's with you forever, but you don't actually get to use it until you've spent the treasure checkpoints on it.
That's what TCP is.
That's what TCP stands for. Yeah.
And how do you gain?
You gain 1 TCP for every ACP, which you get 1 per hour of playing generally. You can get more by doing special things, special
Few sessions,
adventures.
basically.
Yeah, completing different adventures and stuff like that. So when we finish today, after we play for about 4 hours, you'll get 4 advancement checkpoints, 4 treasure checkpoints, and like that table C item and that bag of holding item, they both take 8. So you'd have to play 2 adventures to get one of those 2 things.
And you actually have to pay that in order to earn it, even if we've found it. It's not a pay when you go to a shop and buy it. It's a payment
You
to
pay
actually...
that to take it. So abstractly, you take it
Got it.
now, but you just start powerful enough to use it until you've spent the treasure on it, the treasure
Got it.
checkpoints on it. And of course, you might
Thanks.
find something you like better later anyway, so you might discard it then. Okay, let's take a quick break. You guys, let me set the scene here. So you guys get done searching these 2 rooms. You search them carefully. You got plenty of time. So you found every little nook and cranny of this place. Nothing is left. When you get your 2 assistants come rushing downstairs, breathlessly coming to you guys and saying, "We see a ship approaching." So Lars and Pingor come running down the stairs, saying, "We see a boat approaching. We see a boat approaching." You guys head down to the cave. Let's see. Head down the cave and watch, and you can see this boat several hundred feet off the shore. It's maybe 90 feet long. a big single-masted boat, but it's stowing its sails and slowing. And after it um, after it slows, you can see its starboard side is toward the shore. You see flashes of light coming from the stern. You see a long flash of light, and then 3 short flashes of light, and then it stops.
Is it
May have.
dark out right now, or is it like
Yeah,
midday?
it came during the night.
Ah.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we may have to respond with the short, long, short, long.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we go upstairs where we found it, or like the cave, or what?
I think we can do it from the
You
cave.
actually found it here in this room. It was amongst the belongings of the chief of the smugglers.
So using it up there, they wouldn't be able to see it. It's within a building, right?
Yes.
So we probably have to do it down here, or unless they had a special place.
Okay.
Well-
Like in the cave. That sounds good.
Okay.
Do
Let's
you,
do it from the.
You guys gonna do it?
I think we should.
Yeah.
It's a gamble, but
Okay.
not doing anything is also a risk.
You flash the second sign, short, long, short, long.
And wait.
All right. After you do, a couple seconds pass, and then the ship flashes long, 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 and then you hear unwinding capstan and the anchor splash into the sea, and the boat comes to a stop. And it's floating out. It's floating out there, several hundred feet or several hundred maybe yards out to sea. You think it would probably take, if you guys were to mount up on one of the boats, it would probably take you about, let's see here, about 30 minutes to row out to the ship. If you took the bigger boat, which has more oars and more of you men, you could probably get out there in 20 minutes. If you wanted to circle around to approach the large boat from the seaward side, it would probably take you about 5 more minutes.
Would they notice us trying to go around it, or?
That 5 more minutes includes the time you think it would take to be far enough away that they would not notice.
Okay.
Question: the smugglers that you found, the pirates and ne'er-do-wellers, did they have any insignia or clothing, or were they wearing certain, cloaks or anything like that we might have to don to help complete our ruse here?
Luckily, no. And furthermore, you guys can rush back into the room that you were just fighting the skeletons in, with all the footlockers there, and grab some of the garb that they have. You see, it's a motley assortment,
Exactly.
but at least you'll look like them, motley as they
All
are.
right. Let's do that.
Okay.
Also, their boss's name was Sanbele.
Yeah, Sambale.
Sambale.
So if anyone asks, Sanbele is the name.
It is.
And are
Funny.
we new recruits? Because they're not going to recognize any of us up close. Do we have
Of
a
course,
story?
we're new.
You're kind of short for a sailor too.
Hush.
It's
Sink off
Strong
really
legs,
fast.
low center of gravity.
It's funny that in this first British adventure, the bad guy had a French name.
This is written in the early '80s, John.
That's funny.
Long before the Harmony.
Okay, so you
Well,
rush.
I say we cloak up.
Yeah, you all cloaked up. You got the attire of the pirates, smugglers on. Lars and Pingor can take you on the fast boat, or you guys can go on the smaller boat. Your choice.
what time of day is it?
It's nighttime. It's maybe 11, 12 p.m.
All right. So, what do you guys think about one or two guys, just getting on the small boat and heading out, and then since the fast boat will be a little bit faster, let them go the long way and try to come around behind on the fast boat, the big boat.
Brilliant. Never split the party, but I think it's a good idea.
In
They
this
should
case,
be watching the small boat, hopefully, and then maybe the big one can come in and do some
It
damage.
might also seem weird if 7 people arrive in one small boat that's probably meant to carry mostly goods.
Yeah, that they normally have 2 smugglers in. That's pretty smart.
I think we should split.
You guys might be outsmarting them.
Good. So, if Lars and Pingor can each
Yeah.
provide guidance, and then the rest of us will help in respective boats and put enough goods, the casks and bolts of cloth and whatever, to look legitimate. And who wants to be in the slow boat as bait, and fast boat as sneaker?
The people who fight at close range probably should go on the.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a good point.
so that would not be me.
You said the melee guys should be on the little boat,
Yeah.
No, the big boat.
big boat. Okay. Well, I'll get on the big boat then, or Braylon will.
Anyway, the one which will be approaching them directly should be melee, so that like they can hold their attention, throw spells at them from their ass.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So we got a picture of the boat just south of where you're at now. Let me grab you. I'll drag your token stand there for you.
Yeah, good point. Not to bring too much.
There we go.
Maybe you can just bring the cloth rather than the casks.
Sure.
Okay, so the ship.
We gotta have something.
Here's the ship on the map there, and the ship is. Well, it's about 90 feet long. It's got a single mast. Sails are stowed. It's at anchor. You see one figure up in a crow's nest about, say, 30, 40 feet above the main deck. You see one figure near the stern, who is the one flashing the signals. And then you got one more on the main deck, basically awaiting your approach of the small boat. You time it so the large boat comes around. You guys want to approach basically at the same time.
I would say give like a
5
few
minute
minutes,
difference?
like a few minutes for them to get distracted with the small boat.
Definitely takes a second. I wouldn't wait more than a few minutes because we might lose that element of surprise.
Just offer them on board for like some tea or something.
1 or 2 minutes then.
So the ones of you
Good.
going on the large boat, move you guys down to this side of the ship for me, please. Okay. Alright, so they don't look at all alert as you're approaching the boat. As you guys get close to the boat, you can see the name of the vessel is painted on both sides of the prow. It says Sea Ghost. It's about 90 feet
Oh, I
long.
thought it said the smuggler ship.
It's about 90 feet long, 26 feet wide. Has a draft of 8 feet, stands 9 feet above the waterline to the top of the main deck rails and 17 to the top of the forecastle and poop deck. The crow's nest is 40 feet above. And looks like it will be about a 14 athletics check to climb aboard, but you see them throw over a rope ladder as the small boat is approaching. There's plenty of sea noise, waves and wind and such, so there'll be disadvantage on perception checks to hear anything. So that's in your favor. So, those of you approaching on the small ship, that one guy's not really paying hardly much attention, but then he kind of gets a quizzical look as you get close enough. You're about 20 feet away from the boat. And he says, "Who are you?"
Coralon,
I don't.
new kid on the block.
All right. Well, come on, get on board. He looks at all of you three and sees you're all wearing pirate garb and such, and had a quick return to his question, and he seems to just shake it off like he shouldn't be he shouldn't be worried. So you three are able to get up on the deck, no problem. I think you three, all maybe only two of you. Let me double check.
using the ladder, which is directly in front of him, or any?
Yeah,
We're gonna go
you'll be
single
like
file up the
right
ladder.
beside him. Yeah, all three of you can go on board if you want to be on board. And you all need to be basically in the 3 squares by him if you want to be on board. So you're just climbing up the rope like that.
Sorry. There we go.
Hold on just a second. I'll be right back.
Good thing Lars or Pingor know what they're doing.
Yeah, hey, can we use this ladder to let our friends up on the other side? Thanks. Yeah, Braylon, how are we gonna get up?
Okay. And then the guys approaching from the back of the ship, you can get your boat up close, but then you have to climb on board, and it's a DC 14 athletics check to make that climb up onto the boat. Or acrobatics if you have it.
I'm gonna let Don John go first, and I'm gonna help him.
All right, Don John, you have advantage on your check.
Oh, wonderful. Can I use like my hand axes to like, kind of like ice pick my way up?
That combined with your
Awesome.
help, you have advantage. Go make an athletics check with advantage.
Oh boy, oh boy. Okay.
17, no problem. And then you can help Braylon up. Braylon, go make yourself acrobatics or athletics with advantage.
While they're doing this, can I ask the smuggler in front of me, who's in charge here? We were sent by assembly to pick up the scheduled shipment.
Yeah, Braylon, you make it. Okay, so you three on the other side of the boat get up on the boat, and at that moment, the smuggler looks at the one up above and the one on the crow's nest and says, "These aren't smugglers," and draws his rapier. And you guys can. Let me see if we'll see your initiative this time. Hopefully you do. Go to roll initiative, everyone.
I still don't appear.
That's weird. I can't think of
Yeah.
why you wouldn't appear.
Is the guy with the flag? Is he in the crow's nest?
Yes.
Is it just that the crow's nest is centered on 4 grids?
Yeah, the crow's nest is basically all around that central mast. That's weird that you don't see the initiative. There we go. And I can't think of why that might be. I can't think of any setting that would make it so you would not see someone in the initiative order. Unless they were hidden. It's characters you're not seeing. Do you see your own character, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
I see mine.
Nope.
No.
I don't see my own
I don't
initiative.
even see your own initiative. That's weird.
Again, I only see Braylon and Coraline.
I think we
Same.
were the only two last time, right?
Have you guys that
Yep.
didn't see the others, have you guys tried to reload yet? Try just reloading the web page. Maybe it'll come on after you do that.
Yep, trying that.
And while you guys are reloading, Braylon, you are first. Okay, so this guy says these aren't smugglers. Draws his rapier, and the other guys are going to draw their rapiers too. You see no one else on deck. You see that there is, well, let me give you a description of the main deck here. So you climb up on board the main deck. Forward of the mast, you see the jolly boat is lashed to the deck with ropes. After the mast is a hatch to the below decks area. It's open and grated, as you can see, so you have to be quiet. Sound will probably travel down there pretty easily. There's several coils of rope resting on the deck. The sea noise, at least, is to your advantage. You can't see it on this map, so let me draw another map for you here. If you look down from the map you're on, the next map down shows the same main deck, but it shows doorways. There are... let's see here. Hey Tim, can you mute your mic again? Thanks. Okay, there are 3 doorways to the west, and there are 4 doorways to the east. So there's all sorts of points of entrance for other pirates to join you guys. Or for you.
Tom, those are doors off the main central deck going into the poop deck.
Correct, and into the forecastle.
Correct?
Yep. 3 into the forecastle, 4 into the poop deck.
Oh yeah, 3 on the other side. They're drawn different. Okay, got it.
Alrighty. Back to Braylon. Braylon, what do you want to do? And now you're not muted anymore. I mean, now you want to unmute.
I'll move forward and climb up the mast to try to get up to the top.
Okay, it's 40 feet up, so you'll be climbing at half speed, so it'll take you 80 feet of movement. If you dashed this round, you'll be basically 10 feet from the top.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, Braylon's climbing up. I'm going to move this guy just so that there's no interference between you two, and you guys can see where he's at. Okay, so you're climbing on up. You can put 30 feet. Okay. There. Okay, after Braylon, Corlon, your turn. So Corlon, they are drawn rapiers. They're going to stab at you. It looks like this guy's eyeing you guys to like shove you back over the edge of the boat.
Right. And does he happen to have any metal armor on?
He is wearing no leather armor, though.
Okay. Corlon is going to acid splash one over the poop.
All right.
Now I'll do it. Oh, I just need to check range on that. There's no problem with doing it right in front of me, correct? Is there?
Yeah, you're good at 60-foot range. If you look at the macros, they give the range on them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna flash. I want to flash it for knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
I just wasn't sure if I was in any danger of doing it right in front of me.
Nope, you're good.
No, okay, so I'm gonna acid splash the guy right in front of me,
Alrighty.
and I'll re-roll. Flash. There we go.
6 acid, 13 dex save negates. He dodges out of the way of the acid, which sizzles against the deck. Anything else, Corlon?
And when I move, if it's his turn, do I
If you
provoke an
leave,
attack
if you
option?
leave his reach, you'll provoke.
His threatened area? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hunker down so he can't kick me over the side
Alrighty.
because there's a gunwale or something. So.
Oh yeah. Yep. There's a railing.
Yep.
Brace yourself
Not
against the
prone, but
railing.
Exactly.
The guy up here on the poop deck comes over to the rail between the poop deck and the main deck, hunkers down behind it for cover, and shoots his light crossbow through at, let's see, 1 through 3. It is, well, shoots at Braylon with his light crossbow. 12, though, misses. The bolt goes sailing by you, Braylon. Then the bandit up in the crow's nest, he hangs over the edge of the crow's nest and shoots his light crossbow at Braylon, but this will be at disadvantage, but then Braylon's at disadvantage because he's climbing, so it'll be a straight up attack. And he connects with you, Braylon, for 5 piercing damage. And then, Argus, your turn.
My roll 20 is not really acting properly. I can't exit my stuff.
Try just reloading afterward, but first tell me what you want to do this turn, and then I'll click the buttons for you.
I assume there's a guy still right in front of me.
Yeah.
I'll pull out my rapier and try and stab him.
Alright, you got allies adjacent too, so stab this guy with your rapier, you got 13 to hit. That connects through their light armor, doing that plus sneak attack, right? Sneak attack is boom. 5 more, so that's 9 piercing total, which wounds him badly. See the blood pooling under his armor. Then Don John, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna throw one of my hand axes that's in my hand that I use to climb up the
Okay.
ship with at the guy to my north.
Alright.
14 for 9.
14 connects. 9 points of damage. Bloodies him mightily.
And I know if I'm like wielding 2 light weapons, I get a bonus action. Is that only for melee, or can I also throw the second one?
I think it's only for melee,
Okay, sounds good.
but you can look that up while you're not taking your turn if you want. Galadwin,
Yeah, I'm trying to find that.
your turn, Galadwin.
I'll told to get the bandit right in front of.
Alright, he gets a wisdom save and fails and drops to his knees, holding his head, and expires at your feet.
All right.
You're rushing up to the second deck up there, the forecastle. Forecastle's got a massive capstan. You see the anchor chain running down the chain vent to the port of the brow. That's it up there. No one else is up there. After Galadwin, that round is over. Next to go is Braylon. So Braylon, you're 10 feet from the top. If you take a move action, you can get up to the crow's nest.
Yeah, I'll close all the way up,
Okay.
and I will attack that guy.
All right. Awesome. Your rapier goes right into his shoulder, doing 4 points piercing damage to him.
Yeah, and I will. I'm going to action surge too,
Nice.
and see if I can finish him. Come on.
Yeah, he brings the light crossbow down to try and block your second rapier attack, but you go right between the crossbow and 7 damage. Yep, that impales him. You can knock him out if you want, or kill him.
I'll kill him.
Down he goes. All right.
And I will climb in.
Corlin, a guy comes falling off the crow's nest and smashes onto the deck beside you. Braylon's up there at the crow's nest looking down. Corlin, your turn. There's only one guy left as far as you can see.
Right, and I'm going to acid splash the one to my east.
Deck save. You got him. How much? 5. Burns him up. He cries in agony.
And I will move double upstairs.
Yeah. We're out of combat now, so you can move where you like, because you guys can explore the area.
Turns out you can.
Okay, very good. The tiller that you see there, Don John, rises from the deck about 6 feet and has a horizontal arm, some 6 feet long. The boat's at anchor, so you don't have to worry about steering it or anything like that, or the fact that there's no one manning it now. Just the roar, the continuous roar of the sea pounding against the shore there masks most of the sound. You don't know that anyone was attracted to what just happened.
Let's get those bodies and hide them.
Might have got on board safe.
Door here.
Okay, you do that.
Should we just throw them overboard?
Loot them first, throw them over.
Okay.
Or just throw them over.
All right. Those of you guys who haven't noticed, some of you have Inspiration, Don John, Argus, and Galadwin, so don't forget to use that when you like.
Yep.
Braylon's going to pull his bow, and I'm going to start watching while the other guys are doing what they're doing.
Okay. Lars whispers to Yargus, what should I do? Should I stay here? Should I head back to shore? What do you want?
I'm sorry, but my roll 20 is still not working.
Oh. Corlon, anyone?
Corlon's here.
Toss me a rope.
Lars. Yeah.
Toss me a rope if you want me to rope it off.
Exactly, secure it.
Okay. So he secures it. He goes back up on the deck. He throws a rope over to the other side where Pingor is on his boat, and Pingor secures his boat. Pingor and Lars tell you there's no portholes here on the side. And you guys notice this too. There's no portholes on the side of the main deck, but there are portholes on the sides of the forecastle and poop deck. They didn't see anyone looking out of them though, so they think no one heard so far.
Thanks for the advice. Well, I think we should group together and go into
Hey Tim, can you mute again, please?
I turned that dang mic down. I can't believe it. I've moved it all the way out almost.
We can hear you clinking glasses and breathing and everything. Okay, now where to?
fore or aft?
How do we enter the boat exactly?
So you can see Galadwin down on the main deck. There are doors to the stern and to the forecastle. So Don John's indicating he'd like to go through one of the doors to the stern. It looks.
Oh,
like.
sorry. I was just moving myself off.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well let's pick.
Right down. Since we're going to do it this way, I'm going to go back down.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Don John. There are 4 doors down there. You can move your guy down to the doors so you can see him.
Okay.
Braylon 2. And
Oh.
you see now, it wasn't really clear, was
Yeah.
it? I didn't describe that well enough for you guys to understand. So this is the
Wait, so-
same deck as up above.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fore and the poop deck are raised.
Right.
That's why we have the stairs, and these doors allow access to rooms underneath those two decks.
Yes, correct. So, 4 doors to the east. Don John, you want to go through the south door?
Let's try that one, Don John.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go up to it, you look over, see if you see any traps. You're a dwarf, you don't see any traps. Listen to it.
I'm gonna have my bow readied.
You don't hear anything, but of course you guys are plenty. Everyone make a stealth check for me. Even if you have disadvantage armor, you won't have disadvantage because of the waves and stuff.
Oh, that's the best disadvantage I've ever seen.
Nice job, Don.
Sorry, that's Braylon. Never mind.
Corlon, you
So
don't have
14.
disadvantage of
Corlon
stealth. I have
trips
that
over
error
something.
there. And Bennett, you 3 are far enough back. Okay, so Don John and Braylon, you guys are going to be quiet enough that you'll open that door, and whoever is inside might not hear you opening it.
I just kind of want to like push it open and like FBI open up, barge through it,
Okay.
and just sort of like peer in, see what all's in there.
Okay. In this room, you see the furnishings and fittings are of good quality in the room. The place is tidy. There's a single bunk made up with bed linen. There's a polished wood table bolted to the deck. On the table is a silver bowl containing an assortment of fruit, a silver carafe half full of sangria, and a silver goblet. Set at the table are 2 wooden chairs and a padded leather chair. There's a wooden brass-bound chest. Beside it is a pair of highly polished black leather boots. Over the table you see an unlit hooded lantern swinging back and forth. And on a peg behind the door hangs a maroon robe. And lying in the bed is a single human-sized figure with dark curly hair back toward you.
Are they asleep or
They are asleep.
okay? I kind of turn back to Braylon and I just kind of whisper, "There's one person in there. I think they're asleep."
Then what do you do, Don John, after that?
I'm just gonna kind of tiptoe my way into the room, just be like, "Shh, don't wake the baby."
All right, everyone get your position where we're going to be in when Don John tiptoes into the room. Don John, make a stealth check for me.
Another one?
Yes, another one.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Excellent.
He did tiptoe into the room. Braylon,
You're a natural in C.
go ahead, Braylon, you make one too.
Low
Yeah.
center of gravity, everyone. I'm telling you.
All right, so you guys get into the room there on both sides of the bed. You can see it is a woman. She is asleep in the bed. Looking around the room beside her, you have, let's see, the chest that you're standing beside now, Don John, is locked.
Yeah.
And you don't see a key anywhere. Like, no, she didn't leave a key on the table or anything like that. You got the rest of the stuff as described. Nothing else comes into view as you're in the room like that. There's a couple portholes that look out to the sea. Other than that, there's no exits.
All right, I'm going to put my sword to her or my rapier and tell her, wake up.
Shh, shh, shh.
Do not move.
No. Let's just be super quiet.
Why not just tie her up while she's sleeping?
But then you got to wrestle with her, right? So I would just I'll try. I guess I could try to hold her. I don't have the strength for that, so that's why I'll stick with. Put my sword to her throat and tell her to wake up.
Okay. You put the rapier to her throat and you whisper, "Wake up." She wakes up and her eyes grow wide as she looks up. Here's a picture of her.
I also want to whisper to her, by order of the king, the ship is ours. Shh.
She's quiet. She looks at
Fire
you.
up, Don John.
She looks at you scared.
Okay. I
Tire
kind of
up.
want to tell Braylon like, hey, just put
Go-
that away real quick.
Go ahead and everyone put you guys where you want to be as they're doing this. Once you're happy where you're standing, roll initiative. She's going to try
Taking
to
part
escape.
cover behind the mast.
Uh-oh. She begins to start casting a spell, but she's not very quick at it. I need one more initiative, it looks like. Who am I missing? Probably
Still.
Argus, right? Are you back on the game, Argus, or is it still not working for you?
It has your icon in the browser. He's not in
Oh, he's not in the voice
Discord
chat.
either.
Okay, so I got Argus's initiative.
He might be restarting his computer.
Yeah. Okay, Galadwin, you hear the first movement of her as she starts to cast a spell. She's not really casting a spell, but she's about to. You beat her on initiative. What do you want to do?
I move in, hex her constitution, and Eldritch blast her to push her into this part of the wall.
I won't have you be able to push people through other people, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'll catch
yeah,
her.
Just,
Don't worry
yeah,
about
just
it.
slam her against the wall then.
Sure. Go to roll your attack roll. All right. You get her hexed. Her constitution, you nail her with Eldritch Blast, doing 11, 12 force damage to her.
That's a cantrip.
That is a cantrip.
Yes.
He's second level,
It's
and he
the
has a
thing
special thing that
warlocks
has a
do.
special thing that
Wow.
adds their charisma to it that they get at second level. Okay, that is Gladwin. Next is Argus. Are you back with us, Argus?
He's not in Discord.
Doesn't look like it. Okay, so Argus will move on up. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. He'll fire his longbow at her. Missing. And duck back out of the way. And then Coralon, your turn.
Quran is going to stay out here at the ready, looking at these doors, expecting somebody to bust through.
You could, if you like, ready an acid splash, and you'll be able to fire it as soon as you see someone.
Yeah, I typed in chat a while ago.
Yeah.
I will prepare. And I guess instead of ready, I should have written ready. He will ready firebolt to exit anyone.
Firebolt, got it.
to hit
Okay.
him. Yeah, got it. Done.
I saw a meme, it was pretty funny. It said, I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball.
I cast fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little bag.
All right, Coralon's ready. Donjon.
Yeah, I'm looking up the rules for grapple real quick. Is there any way that I could prevent verbal or somatic aspects of a spell?
No, basically you can, but in game the way you do that is knocking your, unconscious.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if it was
Otherwise, man,
shove the hilt of a.
yeah, that's what you're doing. That's what
object,
you're doing.
okay.
But she's really good at fighting back, and until you get your hit points to 0, you don't succeed.
Okay, got
That's
it. That
kind of
makes
how
sense.
that works. Yeah.
So then I'm going to non-lethal double hand axe her.
Got it.
So 22 for 6, and then 10 for 4.
Okay, the 10 misses, the 22, and she's still. I should mark her prone, which would have made it harder to hit her with range attacks, but that's okay. 6 points damage to her. Got it. Okay. Braylon, your turn. Braylon stabs at her, hits for 9.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay. She gets her spell off. She casts Misty Step as a bonus action, teleporting. to a vacant space she can see within 30 feet, so she'll teleport out of the chamber to there.
Whammo.
And then
Fireball.
you blast her, Corlon. Oh my god, hit her with a 20, but
Oh,
only
no.
do 1 damage, unfortunately.
The
She,
gods giveth, and the gods taketh away.
she stands up.
That was almost enough.
So, 1, 2, 3. She goes there. There, provoking from you, Galadwin, if you have anything in hand.
Can I bitch slap her?
Yeah, you can. You just make a
Okay,
strength
so-
check. Just make a strength check.
Alright.
Yep. A
For-
15 would be enough, but she will shield spell that if she can. Does she have a shield spell? Oh, no, she doesn't.
Do you have a -1 strength modifier?
She does.
Yeah.
It would also get deal 0
It
damage.
does, I know. But it was a bitch slap.
Oh.
You can't take
ooh.
that away from her.
That's psychic damage.
Okay, so she moves there, and then she presses her luck and moves away from Argus. He's got a bow in hand and no strength, so he's got 10 strength, so he could do some damage to her. So he tries to smash her, does no damage. And then, let's see, so she did a bonus to teleport, 3 squares to stand, 3 squares to move. That leaves her still with a action.
Glancing blow from a firebolt.
She'll
And a
free
big
action
slap.
open that door. And Corlon, you can see from there, there is a man in that room. Looks like potentially the captain of the ship. And she calls to him for help and runs into the room.
Name? Can we recognize his name? Does she use a name?
Yeah, she does use a name. Let's see what she's called.
Jack Sparrow.
Sigurd, we're under attack. She comes there, clambers over the bed, hides behind the bed. That is her turn.
All that in one day.
All that one day. So she's done. That round ends. He's joining the initiative next round. He rolled really low, even worse than her. And Galadwin, your turn. So now the door to the room Braylon's is open, and the door to the room the captain is open. You guys get a view of the captain's quarters. In his quarters, you see, again, a clean cabin in good repair, a single bunk made up, a writing desk set against the hull, and it has a drawer on either side and 3 trays on top. Also a desk. Also on the desk, there's an ink pot and 2 quill pens, a small knife, a pewter container. There's a wooden chair. Beside that, there's a brass-bound chest. The captain was sitting in a padded leather couch, which he stood up from. And in front of that lies a bearskin rug. And below the couch,
Did she dash to get all the way in the room?
Yeah. You see a metal box, and an unlit lantern hangs from the ceiling. Okay, so Galadwin, what do you want to do?
Is the captain standing up?
Yeah.
I move up here, use Eldritch Blast to try to knock him into the chest. Like, right
Fire
next to him.
away.
Welcome back, Argus.
Yeah, welcome back, Argus.
I can't get it to work.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know what's going on.
That is a hit for 5 points of force damage. And knocked him back 5. Boom. Alright.
Then I move out. Yep.
Argus. Can you see the map at all, Argus?
I see a freeze frame of what it used to look like. I don't know what it currently looks like.
That's weird. Let me reload. Although, me reloading shouldn't matter at all.
I don't think that'll help.
Yeah.
For some reason, it says my connection has been interrupted, and it just keeps saying that it won't. I don't know what's wrong.
Roll20's probably having some trouble. Let me check their...
Let me help you out real quick.
Yeah, can you just check Roll20's Twitter feed and see if they've, if you can, if you know where that's at, and see, or you can go to their bug reporting forum and just tell them, hey, it's acting twitchy.
Worst case scenario, you can just use print screen to show him what it looks like at each frame.
That's true.
Does it say your connection to the server has been interrupted?
Yeah.
Are you on Firefox?
I switched between Chrome and Firefox, trying both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. So if I did a screen grab,
Oh wait, I think it is working
is
for
it working?
now. I got all my tokens.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so you are standing here on the main deck between two open doors. The wizard got away from the room with some magical teleportation magic and ran into the captain's room, which is through the north door from where you're standing. So you know her and the captain are in that cabin, and it is your turn. You have your longbow in
Is
hand.
is that door open?
That door is open.
I'll move up and I'll take a shot at. I assume the captain is the girl.
The girl is the wizard. The captain is the one to the northeast.
I'll shoot the wizard then.
Okay. 13 does not connect. And then move back. Okay. After Argus, Coraline, your turn.
Tom, is Carlin actually able to see her now? I would have assumed I had to be
From there, no,
up
but
here
if you
or
move
something.
one square
Okay.
up, you can.
Got it. All right. Carlin will move to here and magic missile the disheveled
All right.
and twice lucky wizard.
Fire away. All three missiles on her.
Yes.
And you already confirmed
Oh,
she didn't have a shield spell, so you're going to be in good shape. Okay, three missiles dart in, strike. First one strikes her, she lives. Second one strikes her, and she goes down with a scream. The captain yells, "No!"
and Carlin will. Survival is a better part of common sense and move back to here. Done.
After Coraline, Donjon.
Going
So,
to
I blame the whole rest of the
oh.
party on you not being a successful rogue/assassin. It wasn't your fault.
Who, me?
Yeah, you were
happens.
sneaky. No one heard you.
I wanted to let her sleep. Just be like, let's just let her
Yeah.
go back to bed.
You could have snuck all over this ship. Go ahead, Donjon.
I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, pass Braylon, 4, 5, and dash my way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stare the captain directly in the face.
Oh, that's awesome. Braylon, your turn.
The game is up.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And I will shoot at the captain with a bow.
All right. You drop your rapier to the ground, draw your longbow, fire, connect. Do 5 piercing.
That's my turn.
Okay. The captain comes forward. You scurvy dwarf. I will run you through, and then the rest of your band.
Yar!
First he draws out a hand crossbow and fires it at you as he's approaching. You guys hear the report of a blast coming from there. It's actually a gun. He actually shoots a gun at you. It says hand crossbow, but it's really a gun.
Oh,
Four piercing, four piercing donjon. Then through the cloud of smoke, he closes on you and
oh, I like that a lot.
stabs at you with his long sword. Ooh, but you dodge out of the way of that.
But of course.
Galadwin, your turn.
I use the bonus action to move the hex to him. This time hexing dexterity. Then
Nice. 20 connects. Does 16 force damage to him. Do you want to move him or leave him?
I think I'll just leave him there.
Leave him there. Argus, your turn. Smart move because you had a rogue coming next who could use having him next to a friend.
I am going to use my curse on him. How many people have we found on the ship since I've been?
Since you've been gone? Only the
Just
captain
the
and this
one.
wizard and the 3 guys on the top deck.
Yeah,
So
I'll
you
use
haven't missed
my
anybody.
blade curse on him.
Okay.
I'll use my blade curse on.
He is blade cursed. Oh, and you crit. Oh, man. Ouch. Okay, so that is... he's not hexed, though, by you, right? So it's 15 plus 6 or 21 plus you do your frequency bonus and damage?
Yeah.
23 total damage. All right, with one shot, you drop the captain. The arrow goes right through his neck. Blood spurts out both directions, all over Don John, all over the cabin, and he falls dead. Nice. You are correct. Only voluntary movement forces attacks of opportunity.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
By
now
the laws of the sea, we own this vessel.
that's true.
We own some of the vessel.
Okay, so that
Most.
battle was kind of loud a little bit with the report of the one gunfire. And what do you want to do, Don John? You got this cabin. Let me describe the two cabins so you can see what you see. So you're on the main deck. It looks like that. You have the cabin that is the captain's. Looks like that. It's got a writing desk and a bunch of stuff on it. And you have the cabin that was the wizard's. And it looks like that. It's got the boots. Both of them have chests.
Yeah, I want to tell Argus to go check out the chest in the wizard's room, and I want to go through the captain's desk.
Okay, Braylon, what do you want to do?
While they do that,
What are you going to do?
stand guard.
You got it. Put your guy where you want
So
to be
I'll
while
have-
you're standing guard.
I'll have my bow ready.
Very good. Corlon, what do you want to do?
Just comment, Don John, any papers that show perhaps, records of what they were taking, where it was going, I don't know if they left that, but that would strengthen the report we can give to the council.
I will have no smuggling under my watch.
There you go. So Coralon moves to there, says that, and we'll want to just start looking around the room.
And Galadwin, what do you want to do?
I'll just hang here and ready Eldritch Blast if anyone comes out of the two remaining doors.
There are also three behind you, Galadwin.
Oh, there are doors there also? Okay, then I'll
Three
just
on
stand
the
in the
left
center.
side.
One on the
Yep.
north, two in the south.
So Argus, you're going to the south. What are you looking for in that room?
He said something about chest.
There is a chest in there, yeah. The wood chest in that room, it is locked. There were no keys anywhere you could see. You go to pick it, Argus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily unlock it. No problem. We'll get back to you in a second. Don John, what are you doing in your room? You got the desk with all sorts of stuff on it.
Yeah,
You got a chest.
checking out that desk.
You got a box
Any
underneath the
drawers,
couch.
anything on the top.
Sure. Okay, so the desk. Let's see. What's it got in? Okay, the desk trays. You see bills and receipts. Looks like items of marine supply. You find a couple letters. They look like intimate love letters from several different women in several different ports. You find a
I'm
curious.
sorry he had to go down like this.
You find a curious document. You're just getting ready to look at that, and then we'll come back to you in a second. Argus, what do you want to do? You got the chest unlocked?
Can I check it for like any magic going on?
Sure.
Like any glowings or anything?
No, nothing's glowing.
I'll go ahead and open it.
Okay. When you open it, a cloud of gas seeps out around you, and you need to make a 12 Constitution save as you breathe in this gas. You do. You shake it off.
Oh my god.
You shake it off. It disperses after that, and you can see what's inside the chest. It has inside of it. Does he really have an 8 con, Argus?
Looks
Yeah.
like
It
it.
does, yeah. Okay. Inside the chest are items of clothing. There's a leather purse that contains some gold, and a scroll, and a spell book. We'll get back to you in a second. Don John, you're taking a look at this letter. It is written in, I think, common. Let me double check. Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Curious document. Curious semi-literate document requesting a further supply of ironware, quote, as per previous consignments at the agreed terms, unquote. The signature here is in the form of a pictograph and shows a lizard with a forked tongue. Just then you hear Braylon say, "Get out here!" Okay, so out on the
It's a
deck,
slithery little snake.
this door flies open, and this door flies open, and you see two more pirates coming from some stairs that go down. Roll initiative, everyone.
I should get one blast as it.
Oh, no,
Initial
you can't ready
overload.
outside of initiative, unfortunately. Because in theory, they're ready too as soon as they open that door, right? So whoever wins initiative gets to go first. One, two, three. There we go. Awesome. All right. So we got Galadwin. Oh, you do get a shoot. Fire away, Galadwin.
Yep, I blow the closer dwarf down the stairs.
Oh, that does not connect. Finish your move where you want. Okay. You got two guys. The first guy's got a hook for a hand. He looks like that. He comes charging towards the one that casts a spell at him. To there, and then he swings that hook at you. Galadwin, 18 to hit you with the hook. It connects. It does 7 points of piercing damage, and you are impaled on it, which means you are grappled, and your speed is currently 0. That's it for his turn. Argus, you hear the cry for help outside from Braylon. What do you want to do?
I am going to pull out my wand and cast Hex on that one I can see, and then as an action, put my wand.
Got him hexed. What do you want to hex? What ability score?
Strength.
Strength? Okay. Then this guy comes out. You can see that this guy is... Okay, the first guy, he has just leather armor on. The second guy that come out has a chain hauberk on and draws a longsword and swings at Braylon with it. Two-handed, actually. And he has 2 attacks. So the first one, Braylon, misses you, dodge out of the way of that. Second one also misses you, dodge out of the way of that. Looking behind him, Braylon, you can see it's a flight of stairs that go down into a cabin, it looks like. If you look on the map down one level, you can see just part of the cabin down the stairs. Okay, that's the first mate. Braylon, your turn.
I will. I'm gonna draw my hand axe because I dropped I put my rapier away. I guess I could drop my bow and pull my rapier. So I will do that.
Yeah,
your
rapier is on the ground. Oh no, you're ready. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will swing with my rapier.
Okay, 13 does not get by his chainmail armor.
Okay, that's my turn.
After Braylon, Corlon, your turn.
Corlon is going to...
Oh, let's see, Galadwin, you forgot to take your damage. It looks like you took 7, so you're at 6 out of 13 now. Got it.
Corlin is going to cast Acid Splash on the first mate in the hauberk.
All right, he tries to dodge the acid. Does not. Takes 3 acid damage. Finish your turn where you want. And then Donjon. You hear the cry of Braylon.
Oh no. I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and attack this first mate with my greatsword.
Oh, that
18
connects.
for 12.
That connects. Does a vicious wound to the first mate. That round is over. Galadwin, your turn.
I cast Armor of Agatis.
Nice. All right. So you are surrounded by cold, ghastly armor. Lasts an hour. You get 5 10 hit points. Is that right?
Sorry?
You do it. You are. Yeah, you're only doing it for so long.
Yeah,
So you have
10,
5 10
yes.
hit points. If you're hit with a weapon attack, when you have these 10 hit points, attacker will take damage. Very good. Okay. You're grappled, so you have a speed 0, so you can't move anywhere,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay.
All right. But you got the armor of Agathis going. Anything else?
Can't really do much else. I guess I'll also hex the closer, like move the hex to the closer guy. This time dexterity.
What if I got a hex on him for? Oh, Argus also hexed him. Okay. And you'll hex him. I gotta use the Argus, you'll be the skull with a circle underneath it. Okay. Galadwin is done. The bosun's turn. He will. Let's see, he's got you grappled. So his dexterity and his strength, I think, are both hexed, if I'm right. So that grapple check will be less than what it shows, Galadwin, if you need to make a grapple check. So he's got you impaled on the hook. He's going to smash you with the hammer now. 19 for 5. Galadwin takes the 10 hit points off. He hit you while you had the 10 hit points, so he's going to take 5 cold damage, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. He's done and infuriated. Argus, your turn.
I'm going to use my inspiration for advantage and take a bow shot at him.
Nice. Oh no.
And miss.
10 is a miss. Go ahead and take your leaf off. After Argus is done, first mate's turn. Okay, first mate doesn't like his odds here. Not at all. Not after taking that great sword to the side. 2, 3, 4. So he is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. He disengages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Making his way this direction. Looks like he's heading towards this door here. And he's done. Raylan, your turn.
You said he disengaged, right?
Correct.
Got it.
Braylon, before he can reach the door, Braylon cuts him down. Do you want to kill him or knock him out?
Kill him.
Down he goes. Before he could make it to the door he was running for. Braylon's done. Corlon, your turn. There's one left out there, Corlon, and it's got Galadwin in his clutches.
Yep, and assuming I can see.
Yep, you can see him from there.
Yep, all right. And hexed all over the place, right?
Yeah.
For strength and dex.
Yep.
Yeah. Firebolt?
Oh, that hit by a mile. Doing 4 points of fire damage to him. Got it. After Corlon,
And
you can keep moving if you want.
Done.
Donjon.
I'm gonna move down towards the bosun.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, and attack him with the greatsword.
Alrighty.
24-11.
Oh, wow. That hit him hard. Oops. Harder than
Oh,
that.
okay. I was about to say that's only 11. Okay. That'll be it.
That'll be it. Okay, after Donjon, that round's over. Galadwin, your turn.
I'll toll the dead on him.
Toll the Dead with some save. He does not save. Takes 5 points of necrotic damage. After Galadwin, the bosun's turn. He will... looks like he's running for his life. He's going to disengage. Dropping Galadwin. Disengaging so he doesn't provoke. Comes there, opens that door. You can see a flight of stairs that go down to a deck lower. And if you look down on the map, you can see a table at the bottom of the stairs. You went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because of the difficult terrain. And he says, "Get up here, you luggards." You don't see who he's yelling at, but he's yelling at multiple people in that room down there. And he is done. Next to go is Argus.
Can I see him from here?
Yeah, you can.
Try and take a shot at him.
Yeah, fire away. The 14 connects. The 3 damage is enough to kill him. He sprawls out on the table, blood pooling on the dishes there, and we are out of initiative. What do you guys want to do? No one immediately comes running out of that doorway.
Harlan's
Did we
going to
all
move to.
hear his call?
What-
Tom, did Corlon hear his call? That
Yeah, you
get up,
did.
you lazy luggards.
You did. Hmm. Looking down, Braylon, you can see him sprawled across the table, blood pooling there. No one's rushing towards you, though. There is another door to the south, another door to the north. You've explored all the rooms in the poop deck aft castle, but there's 2 flights of stairs going down. You guys can see down the other flight of stairs a little bit from where the first mate came. I think it was the first mate. I forget who came out of these stairs. There we go. Okay, so you should be able to see what you can see.
First mate was here.
Yeah, first mate was north, south was Bosun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You hear someone yell out, Braylon. They say, what do they say? Let's see here. You hear someone yell up in common, terms. He says, terms.
Come up unarmed and you will live.
We need a boat, the jolly boat, to escape. You can have the ship.
Give him the boat. Like the jolly boat, as in like the
The one that's
Right.
upside down
Little
in the
rig
deck,
right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, the first guy pokes his head up, and it's basically just common sailors that were down below. You can look down to verify that's all that was down there. You take a peek downstairs. You can see the room they come out of looks like that.
Be kind enough to pour out your purses on deck here.
They have like
One guy downstairs, or
they have no
is he-
gold, but they say he goes upstairs too. We don't get paid anything good by these guys, but we know some stuff you might want to pay for if you're interested.
Such as.
Um,
Ooh, can I ask them what this letter means? The one that was like something on agreed terms with the forked tongue.
the first man looks at the letter, shakes it, and goes, "God damn it!" Well, we know other things that we could
was
tell
your
you.
bargaining tool.
Ah, bonsoir.
We know what that
monsieur.
letter means. For 50 gold, we'll tell you what that letter means.
50 gold. You'll do it for 5.
Okay,
And maybe live.
maybe you live. Let's see. Since you already have the letter, they tell you. We're bringing weapons to the lizard folk.
Why are you weaponizing the lizard folk?
We don't ask questions.
Fair enough.
For 100 gold, I can tell you where we drop the treasure at, or where we drop the weapons at.
The boat is worth at least 150, so you're going backwards.
Do you not just drop it off at the cave?
No. All right. Well, we gotta go. They start.
Whoa. What else is on board then?
What? What else is on board the ship?
Yeah,
Well, for 50
'Cause
gold, we can tell you where there's a secret compartment.
I can do it for 5.
We gotta go. They start unstrapping the jolly boat, and if you don't stop them, lower it over the side and hop on board.
Is everyone
I'll
okay
pull
pitching
out my
in 10
sling
gold?
and threaten them.
You guys don't have 50 gold to throw around. Most likely.
On
I
our
certainly
persons?
don't.
There's 50 gold in this chest back here.
We're in
I'm
the first
first
place.
level, straight out of school. I have nothing.
Yeah,
So for 50 gold,
would we be able to use Just as like a general question for not Adventures League but online stuff, would we be able to use like the stuff we found, like the 5 gold ribs, or like the
You
stuff that
you
we
do use
found,
the
or
stuff you find story wise, but game wise, it actually comes out of your gold you get per level.
out of the level up?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, your gold you get per level, that comes from the excesses of the riches you find during adventuring. Hopefully you don't find less gold than that, because then you're being sponsored by some benefactor. Hopefully benevolent and not malevolent.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could pay them 50 gold, but it'd be coming out of your 50 gold that you use for adventuring.
Is everyone okay just paying 10 gold based off of like maybe level ups if you're level 1?
I'm willing. One of them might be dumb enough to tell us something useful.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
There
Wait,
is, if you give
This
them
is for what information?
a secret compartment in the boat.
Okay, so they're not gonna tell us like where the lizard folk are.
That's 100 gold. 100 gold to know where the lizard folk are. 50 gold for a secret compartment on the boat.
Do we think
mean,
anyone like would back in town would know where lizard folk are? Or...
Yeah. Do you recall that
Because I'm
halfling?
assuming they're not only in Cholt, especially
Sure.
if they're like delivering
Yeah.
weapons here.
A certain individual comes to mind. You recall that halfling that had the market on the way out of town, and he said, "If you're ever going to the whole marshes, I got maps and stuff."
Okay.
Do you remember him? So that comes to mind.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's someone you probably know. And you guys can probably find a secret compartment on this boat without someone's help.
Yeah.
You can probably let
Yeah.
them go and not pay the 50 gold for that.
How about we let you go out on the jolly boat for 5 gold each?
What? We're going out in the jolly boat. You said we could.
Yeah, fair enough. Go ahead.
All right. They hop on board the jolly boat and get out of there.
I tried.
Alright.
You guys
You're
are
not a very good liar.
You guys are
John.
too
Leave
good.
it up to other people.
you're too good to these guys. Okay. They leave you to explore the rest of the boat. Let's take.
If they surrender and give us the entire boat, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they gave you the entire boat. That was
It's
the last.
not theirs to give. That's the thing.
That was the last of the crew. You hope. Okay, so
They're the swabs.
Galadwin's a little wounded. I'm not sure if any of you can help heal her. So is Braylon. You guys aren't too badly off, but do you want to keep exploring? Press on.
I think we can just look at the rest of the boat and we can rest when the boat's on.
There you go. Okay. Braylon, you open that door? Okay, Braylon. Through that doorway is a chamber there. This room... Wait, let's go back and... Before you go explore those, let's go back to the rooms you hadn't finished exploring when the first mate came up. So, we go back to the wizard's room. We'll finish that. In the wizard's room, there is the 50 gold,
Can we
the scroll,
search his group?
and the spell book. And the spell book is got those spells in it. And you finish searching the rest of the room. You find a secret heel in one of those polished black boots in that room, which has the key to the chest in it. So then, and that's all you find.
John.
That's all you find in that room.
Oh, sorry, Argus.
The room to the north, the captain's room. Let's see here. You were checking the desk trays when you got interrupted. You find the bills. You find that strange letter, which kind of corroborates maybe lizard folk, because it has a pictogram of a lizard with a forked tongue on it. So you find that. The pewter container that's sitting on the desk, it's full of fine sand, probably for keeping an ink pen. The desk drawers are locked, but you guys have the captain lying there dead, which you search. And you also have, the captain, he has a key in his belt pouch. And the key goes to his desk. And inside the desk you find... Let's see. The first desk drawer, you find 2 vials with a red liquid that glimmers when you shake it. And you find a dose of antitoxin and another key. The second desk drawer contains 7 masterful maps of various sea and coastal localities, and beneath these is another map crudely drawn. This map indicates a small promontory beside a river, 10 miles southwest of Saltmarsh.
I think we have our lizard.
Yeah, that might be where they drop the stuff. Does anyone want to try either of those 2 vials to see if they can tell what kind of potion it is?
I'll give one a taste since I know I have a healing potion here.
Potion of Healing. This is the first one. The second one looks the same. You want to test, taste, and see?
Sure, I've got
They are both potions of healing. All right.
Let's give one to Galadwin.
Okay.
Yeah, Braylon needs one too.
And Braylon.
All right.
I'm not gonna drink it though. I'm gonna wait until.
So
I'm gonna hold it.
Braylon, you're holding one of the party potions. Galadwin, you're going to hold it or drink it?
I'll hold it also.
Okay, you're holding a party potion. What else you find in there? Okay, so also in that room, you find the rug, the bearskin rug. It covers a hatch in the floor that provides access to the room below. The chest that's sitting by the desk, it's unlocked. It holds clothing, including a well-worn, comfortable pair of slippers. The box that's under the couch is locked. Yeah, and the key that you found in the desk drawer, it is not to that box. So you don't have a key.
What's the key to in the boot in the wizard's room?
That was
Does
to
it
the
fit-
chest in the wizard's room.
Oh.
So you got keys to everything except the box.
Sure, we can come back here later.
And just detect magic if anything's glowing or hiding beneath something or under something. There was that cloak on the door. And
Yep. Yeah, only the potions so far. Okay.
Does the captain? What kind of armor did the captain have on and weapons?
He had some sort of gun, and not really, but story-wise. And he was wearing studded leather armor. Okay. So you have the box open in the captain's room. You have the hatch that goes down below, or any other doors.
What about the first mate's? Is he the one that had the shiny armor on, or was that the bosun?
The shiny armor
First
was the
mate
first
had
mate,
halberd.
and he came out of the north door, or the middle north door, the one you're standing right by, Braylon.
Yeah, but I think I dropped him way over here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you search all the bodies for sure. Don't find anything extra of value. I mean, certainly some weapons that you're going to be able to sell and stuff like that.
Alright, in that case, shall we search the first room to the south?
Okay, then the room to the west there that you opened up, Braylon. In that room, it is a galley. It's got a crude metal stove, and it's got all sorts of cooking saucepans and skillets and other such accoutrements. The drawers and cupboards, you search through all that. Basically, you find just the standard cooking stuff: butcher's knives, saws, choppers, casks containing water, tin mugs, tin plates, wooden platters, etc. You guys search carefully through that galley, and you find nothing else in there of any extraordinary value. You want to open the door to the west or a different one?
To the west.
To the west. To the west, you find this chamber, and there's a hole in the wall right up there.
Tom, is there anything else in the captain's quarters?
Yeah, there's the iron box, which is
Okay.
locked. That's the only thing left in there. Okay, so then this chamber here is the stores. So you see some sausages hanging from some iron hooks, a large ham, a hunk of meat, 3 sacks against the hull, set against the bulkhead beside the door are a cask and ceramic jar. There's an opening in the bulkhead, about 3 feet square, with its lower edge about 3 feet above the deck. So you can look through that into a room that looks like it's full of repair supplies. nails, pitch, canvas, etc. for repairing the ship, it looks like. You can clamber through that opening. It's only 3 feet square, so it'll be a tight fit for some of you. And search
Not a
it.
lively elf.
Let's see, there's wood planking, ropes, metal-headed hammers, wooden mallets, saws, and adze. And there's a doorway out of it to the east. And then there's also the door that Don John's standing by to the west.
I'll poke through that.
All right. So Don John, you open that door.
Yep.
To reveal.
Calmly.
Yeah. Everyone take up positions where you want to be when he opens that door.
I think I'm still over here, right?
Okay, you can if you want, or you can move to next to Don John if you want.
Well, I went through that door into that room. You said that...
You can come back if you want.
I was going to open this one.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wow. What is that?
So, in that room is... You smell a distinct odor as you open the door. It reminds you of a marsh or a swamp, not fetid, but certainly noticeable. You see a wood table bolted to the deck, on which sits a silver jug half full of wine. With it are 3 pewter mugs. Around the table are wooden chairs. An unlit hooded lantern hangs from the ceiling. Hammocks are slung between bulkheads and ribs. A small box lies under the port hammock, and there are weapons under all the hammocks. 3 lizard men stand in this room, having heard the commotion of the fight. They're armed, and they look at you. They speak in broken common, and they say, "What is going on?"
You being Coralon or Don John?
They look at Don John.
Kind of just want to enter the room, kind of all confident-like, being like, "No worries, we mean you no harm."
All 3 of them lower their javelins toward you.
Like point them towards me.
Yeah, like pointing towards you. They don't attack you with them. They say,
Kind of want to like
"Stand
look
back."
at each 3 of the heads.
They
Okay. I want to present them the letter that I found with the forked tongue, saying you wouldn't happen to be the lizard folk who are receiving weapons on the shipment, are you?
They look confused, and one of them says, "Yes, these weapons are ours." And when he says that, Coralon, you notice, having like carefully opened the door and be peeking in from the other direction, you see there's a chest along the port, like underneath the port hammock, and behind that chest you see a little nest that other people can't see from their vantage point, and kind of slithering out from that nest you see a creature. It looks draconic in shape, tiny though, and it has noticed you.
Ooh.
And with that, it says something in... Does it speak? No, it doesn't speak. Okay. It nips at its master's heel here, the South lizard folk, who turns and sees you. And he yells to the other lizard folk in Draconic, which some of you speak, right?
Nothing.
Coralon might even speak Draconic. Let's see.
No, Coralon doesn't.
Does not. Donjon?
Sylvan, Celestial.
Donjon, no. Braylon,
Don't think so.
no.
I don't
Think
either.
the boring languages.
Boring. Okay, so none of you know what they say to each other, but they say something to each other in Draconic. And they all leap to attack. Seems like they were scared, like you guys were... You get the sense that they were afraid you guys were setting up some sort of ambush on them. And in their paranoid state, they launch into attack. So roll initiative, everyone.
Jeez, what is with my low initiatives?
Okay, Galadwin. You see the first lizard folks diving on Donjon. Claws and teeth and spike shields and everything.
I move the hex to him, hex to strength, and Eldritch Blast him.
All right, he's got all sorts of cover. He's got 15 arm class, so you need to hit a 17 to hit him, so not quite. After Galadwin, the first of the lizardmen goes. He steps forward to attack Don John, multi-attacking with a bite and a club. No, he'll do a spike shield on you, Don John. You dodge that, then he tries to bite you. His teeth dig into your shoulder, doing 6 piercing damage. Then the lizardman who started the fight north of you, Don John, joins in, multi-attacking. He does a bite on you, hits you for 4, and then hits you with this club for 5 more. Coralon, your turn.
Does that little dragon-like thing threaten me? I guess it does.
It does threaten you, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
Done.
After Coralon, the dragon goes. The dragon, he perches up
Raylan,
here,
there's a dragon over there.
and he
Smallish.
readies an attack in case anyone comes through that door. And then Argus, your turn.
I will move my hex to the one that attacked Don John for strength and take a shot at him.
The one to the northwest or
There were
west?
2 that attacked me.
West.
The middle one.
Alrighty. 16 also misses because of his cover. After Argus, Lizard Man 3's turn. He attacks Don John with a club and then a bite. Both missing, Don John. Braylon, your turn.
Iron Blade, the first one.
Ten does not hit. After Braylon, Don John.
I'm going to be pressing a lot of buttons, even though I wanted to do this diplomatically. I'm going to Fighting Spirit Action Surge.
Nice.
So I'm going to give my 5 temps. And quick question. Action Surge just gives you 1 more action, not a full set of stuff, right?
It gives you one
So
more.
I can't take 2 bonus actions?
Correct. It only gives you one more action.
Okay. So I'm going to attack the one in front of me with the Greatsword twice.
Okay.
24 for 12
That's
slash.
a hit. He survives it.
And the second one is a 16 for 11 slash.
That also hit and drops
And I
him.
will second wind myself.
You want to knock him out or kill him?
Knock him out.
Knock him out. Okay. He goes unconscious. Drops to the floor. Don John's done. Rounds over. Galadwin, your turn.
They all still have cover, right?
They all have cover, yeah.
Okay, total dead to the northwest.
North one, okay. Wisdom save. He did not make his wisdom save. He takes 8 points. Or, yeah, 8. He's at full. Got it. Then Lizard Man's turn. He says something to the other Lizardman in Draconic. Can't tell what it is. But he's making gestures towards the witch at the far back of the deck. And hurls a javelin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with disadvantage at the witch. Disadvantage is only a 13 to hit, which does not because you got cover back there, Gladwin. So he is done. Multi-attack is 2 melee. Yeah, he's done. And then Coralon, your turn.
Carlon moves to here. You can see the one northwest. And will acid splash.
Deck save.
It says within 5 feet I can do a second opponent, but the one to the south here is 10 by
10
the way
feet
they
away,
read it.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 12 fails, so he took 3 acid. And then he's like another witch or warlock. The dragon's turn. All right. The dragon's still readied at the back there. Argus, your turn.
So, Donjon, you saved non-lethal?
Yeah, I
Done.
did a non-lethal.
Yep, he knocked out the first one. So you haven't killed any lizard folk yet.
I will drop my bow and move in. I think I have enough. And I'll pull up my rapier and stab the one to the north non-lethal.
Nice. The dragon, though, bites at you with his ready to attack. So let me do that. He's going to sting you, actually. But you dodge the stinger. Okay, now it's your turn, Argus, to take your attack.
I use my bonus action first to hex him.
Okay. This was the north one you're hexing?
Yeah.
Okay. Then the 14 is not a hit. After Argus comes Lizardman, the one to the south. He's going to turn his attentions to Argus. Attack you with a spike shield first. 17 for 3 damage. And then he will try to hit you with a club. Missing. Smashing the rafters over your head. Oh, I forgot this room's not easy to fight in, so it's a good thing you're using a rapier, Argus. Donjon, you don't think you'd want to be in that room fighting with your great sword? No, you're.
What happened? What's happening?
You're fine. As long as you don't go in the room. It's disadvantage to make two-handed melee attacks in that room.
Oh, is the room not tall enough?
Tight quarters, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, Lizardman just did his attacks, missed. Then Braylon, your turn.
I'm again with my rapier.
Let's see.
On this one here.
You can only get to him if you go into the room. So let me move you in there to front. There we go. There you go. Okay. Oh yeah, 20 hits by mile for 6 points damage. The dragon roars a tiny roar at you. Donjon, your turn.
I'm going to drop my greatsword, pull out my 2 hand axes. Is there any space in that room? Can I go in that like northwesternmost square?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Non-lethal attack the guy to my right. Just 1 hand axe. 22 for 7.
That hit. Still standing.
I'm actually gonna non-lethal attack again.
Okay.
9 for 7.
9 missed.
Yeah, okay.
Glad when your turn.
You don't want me to kill him.
Yeah, it'd be best to non-lethal these guys.
Alright, then I'll total that the South Lizard.
South Lizard wisdom save. Failed it. Took 6 damage. Then, after Gladwin, Lizard Man's turn. The North Lizard Man. He lashes out in every direction. He does a bite on Braylon. Missing. He does a club on Donjon. Hitting Donjon for 5. Then, Corlon, your turn.
Goodbye, Tempies.
Move to here. This isn't lethal, it's just corrosive. And
It is
acid
lethal,
splash.
unfortunately. Yeah, Acid's
I'm
bath.
kidding. That's my joke to the other party members. Dragon and Lizard Man.
All right, dex saves. That's a Lizardman made it. Dragon, dex save.
Whoops, not Firebolt.
Dragon made it.
Acid Splash.
They both dodged him.
For 1 each, deadly.
The dragon attacks. Let's see, who attacked his buddy? Braylon did. He attacks Braylon with a sting, hitting Braylon for 3, piercing Braylon, and you are poisoned for an hour unless you make an 11 con save. Made it.
Just made it.
Good job. That's the dragon. Argus, your turn.
I keep going for the north.
Okay.
Non-lethal, of course.
Oh yeah, you knocked him out. So he's out. The one underneath the Braylon's out.
And then I'll move provoking from the dragon.
Move from provoking from the dragon. Brave guy. Sting attack on you. Oh my god, critted you. 9 points damage. Does that drop you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
down.
you're down in Braylon Square. Stung right in the neck, deep in the neck.
Did the lizard folk jump out or?
11 con save. No, I just moved them
He's
out of the way.
down.
I moved them
Gotcha.
out. They're both down. Con save, DC 11. Okay, at least you're not poisoned down there. But you are dying underneath Braylon's feet. And your turn's done. Lizard Man's turn. He's fighting Braylon with a club, missing, and a spike shield. Missing. Braylon, your turn.
I'm going to pour the potion of healing I've got down
Nice.
Argus's throat.
Going to roll that for Argus.
Let's see. Wow.
Plus
2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2 more, yeah. So you get 6 back, Argus. And Braylon, you can have inspiration for using that potion of healing to help a down guy. And then you want to move anywhere, Braylon?
No, I'll stay there.
Don John, your turn.
So both those guys are out.
Both of the lizard folk are unconscious, yes.
Okay.
There's
Gonna
one
move
left.
in
Yeah.
here. Going to attack with my hand axe.
Miss.
13 for 6 is a miss.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna do it again.
Miss.
Okay. That's
Gladwin, your turn.
So that is a man.
Lizard Man, wisdom save. Boom. Failed it. Took 2 damage. After Galadwin is Lizard Man's turn. He's attacking Braylon with a spike shield. Critting Braylon for 13 damage. Braylon goes down. He turns his attentions with a bite to Donjon. 5 damage, Donjon. These guys are fighting for their lives. These lizardmen. Coralon, your turn.
Coralon is going to move forward, use his own potion, and pour it down.
Braylon. All right.
Swollen
Going to
neck.
roll that.
He's-
Going to roll that for him.
That is /R 2D.
There's actually a potion of healing macro in your gear.
There it is.
Yeah, the
I'm
P
sorry.
dash heal.
Already got it there.
Awesome. 6. Braylon. You can do that actually from where you're standing there. You can take the
Okay,
red cross
cool.
off Braylon, and after Coraline, I gave you inspiration too, and then the dragon's turn.
Thank
Let's see. He'll attack Donjon, the only one left standing right now. Sting on Donjon. That's miss. Argus, your turn. So Argus, you're prone. Whatever is in your hand, you let go of. What do you want to do?
Pick up my rapier as I stand up and attack this lizard. And miss.
And then Lizard Man's turn. Do you want to move? That'll provoke the dragon.
What did it provoke?
Yeah. Because you were in Braylon Square at the start of the turn.
Well, we can't be in the same square though.
Right.
How's that?
Braylon's prone right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'll stay.
Okay. Lizard Man. Is his turn again already, or did I?
Actually, can I go back prone?
I must have done one out of order. Can you go back prone? Yeah, sure. Go for it. That Lizard Man already went. Braylon, your turn.
I'll stand up,
Okay.
grab my rapier, and swing at him.
Okay. That hit for 10. Knocked him unconscious.
That was a killing blow.
Oh, you actually can kill him?
Yeah.
All right.
If he killed me, I'm going to kill him back.
Okay. Braylon kills the Lizard Man. And the dragon is rampaging now on Braylon. Donjon, your turn.
I want to attempt a animal handling on that dragon.
You don't think that'll work after his master just got killed.
Okay, then I'm going to swing at that dragon.
Okay.
12 for 4
12 is a miss.
and 13 for 5.
13 for 5 is a hit. Minus 5.
That'll be it.
All right. The dragon cowers and hides in the corner.
Coralon's turn, is it?
No. Combat's over. You guys can capture the dragon. It's just cowering and hiding. So whoever is brave enough to put their hand into its nest can grab it by the scruff of the neck and pull it out.
I'm going to throw
Let's try and put it to sleep first or something.
Can I use the mage hand to grab it?
a sheet over it.
Yeah, you guys can definitely grab it. No worries.
Cloak or a blanket? Yeah.
A hammock. Yeah. Okay, so you got the dragon wrapped up and in your possession. You got 2 unconscious lizardmen, but you killed their friend. That's not going to turn out well when they come conscious.
Oh.
Almost time for everyone to be back. So you guys can do your short rest if that's what you've done already.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Okay.
The arcane recovery, Tom, it looks like I recover 1 spell slot.
That is correct.
To level half up. Okay. But you can only change spells after long rest.
Correct. Okay, so you have the 2 lizardmen tied.
Hey, Tom, real quick. For my hit die, why is it a D8 -1?
Because you're playing.
That's the wrong one.
Because you're playing hard mode, or you're playing Argus. One of the
Carry on.
two. All right. Okay, so you got the 2 lizardmen tied up, gagged and bound, and all that good stuff. You got the dragon bound up. You've searched all the rooms except you got the box in the captain's room. In the lizard folk room, you find some stuff. Let's see what you find there.
Oh God, I heal so much.
In the lizard folk room, you find a key under one of the hammocks, and the silver jug on the table is worth 25 gold. The key looks like if it's the let's see. There's a chest in the room. Yeah, the key fits the chest in the room. You search it for traps. If you want to do that, make a investigation check. Anyone who wants to look can. Argus, you find that the chest is trapped. It appears it'll fire a poison dart if you were to try and unlock the lock. You think even if you use the key. So you'd have to disarm it if you want.
Would it be possible to open it in a way where it doesn't hit anything when it fires?
You think you'd at least have advantage if you, now that you know what to look for.
I'll try and disarm it. Do I just roll a thieves tool?
Yep, thieves tools check.
I'll take a stroll out on the main deck.
Boom. You got it. Disarmed, and inside is 10 electrum ingots, each worth 50 gold. So
Whoa!
you gather that up. Remember, there's a box in the captain's room as well that you haven't opened, and there's more to explore in the ship. In this area that the crew came from, there was, I think, no treasure down there. Then we will check. Yeah, no treasure in there. Just crew quarters with lots of hammocks strung between the various parts of the ship, and 1 doorway down there.
What's in the sea chest below the hammer?
That
door's probably going in main cargo.
It does. It goes down to the main cargo. So the main cargo area, it has the stuff that they're transporting, and lots of it. There is a lantern down there, revealing a orderly cargo hold. Through the center runs the base of the main mast, and beside it, a narrow wooden stair leads up to the hatch above. Against the aft bulkhead are stacked bolts of cloth, lashed by ropes to brackets, bolted to the deck so they're secure. On each side are stacked a large number of small casks, also secured by ropes to the deck. A plain wooden hatch allows access to the bilge forward of the mast. Searching the place, looking around, you find 50 bolts of silk, 40 casks of brandy, 40 casks of fine wine, 1 large crate of high-quality mining tools. This must have been stolen from the Copperlocks donjon.
The dwarven settlement to the
Yep.
south I saw on the map?
Yep. Okay, so you got all that. You can explore the first mate's cabin and the bosun's cabin. They are down those stairs that they came out of when they attacked. So the northern cabin is that of the first mate, and inside there's a dark blue cloak hanging from the door. There's a single bunk bed linen heaped in a pile. At its foot is a brass-bound wooden chest, its lid closed. Under the bunk is a brass box, also closed. There's a wooden table bolted to the deck. On it are 2 books, one open and one propped against the other. Beside the table is a wooden chair. Hanging from the ceiling over the table is an unlit hooded lantern. No magic around. The 2 books are titled Principles of Navigation by de Corma, which is the open one. And the other book is Legal Distinctions and Letters of Marque by Desar. Both kind of banal and not very interesting. But you do find, when you're searching the cabins, the northern cabin, you find a secret door. And you find a small little cache behind the secret door right here. Also, there's that brass box, which is locked, but you have the key that came off that first mate when you searched him. And opening that box, you find 500 silver coins. The chest is unlocked, and inside it you find some garments and a pair of boots, mostly quite old but reasonably clean. Then, in the secret compartment that you found after the first mate's cabin, you find a dark, cramped area, only 4 feet wide, squeezed in between the ship's stern and the adjacent cabin. It contains 8 large, irregularly shaped bundles wrapped in oilskin and bound with light rope. They are piled randomly in there.
Weapons, I guess.
You want to unwrap some and see?
Yeah.
Any glow coming from there?
No glow. They are indeed weapons, as you suspected. There's morning stars, long swords, shields, and javelins. You find one shield, which is emblazoned on the front with the design of a lizard with a forked tongue extended, similar to that document that you found.
Sounds like that's for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that was the first mate's cabin. Now you're exploring the bosun's cabin, and in there, bolted to the floor is a plain wood table on which stands a pewter flagon and mug. Beside the table is a wood chair, and hanging over the table is an unlit hooded lantern. Also hanging from the ceiling is a large cage that holds a sleeping parrot. Next to the hull hangs a hammock. Beneath it is a brass-bound wooden box. As soon as you step into that room, Don John, down those stairs, or Argus, whoever went in first, the parrot comes alive, wakes up, squawks, repeats, pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8, squawks again, and then falls back asleep. But lucky for you, all the smugglers are gone, so no one gets alerted.
Pieces of 8.
Remember it. Might be
Might actually be something.
The flagon
might be a secret word or
is
something
full.
that he heard his master utter.
Might just be a random phrase. Like one of those, like, if you hear this, like, there's no way this comes up in a normal conversation kind of things.
Yeah.
Like, does anyone have a potato? From Season 8
Context.
Adventure. Sorry.
Let's see. Chest unlocked. Okay, so the flagon is full of a rough, high-proof cider. The chest is unlocked and it holds grubby garments of no value, but they conceal an iron box at the bottom, which is locked. You find also a secret door in the back wall, similar to the other one. And when you
Can I knock on it?
Yeah. No answer.
No answer? Okay. Can I open it?
Yeah. Inside, you see this dark, cramped area is only 4 feet wide like the other and squeezed in between the ship's stern and adjacent cabin. There's a slim humanoid cowering in the far corner, chained to the hull.
Ooh.
So he's like right down here. And he's an odd humanoid. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Eddie.
Okay.
But not a Triton. He's looks like a sea elf.
Oh, luckily enough, I've brushed up on my Elvish. I want to ask him, what is your name?
In Elvish, you asking that?
Yes, in Elvish.
He says, in Elvish, I am Oceanus. What's your name?
I am Donjon. Are you a prisoner on this boat?
I am. Are you, did you capture the boat?
Yeah, the boat is ours, but we mean you no harm.
Can you unlock my chains?
I want to unlock his chains.
So you look through your various assortment of keys that you found, and you find one set that you found from the desk drawer of the captain, which unlock it. And Oceanus is so grateful, wants to shake all your hands, gives you all big wet hugs.
Can I ask him how he was like captured?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Captured.
He doesn't hesitate to tell you his tale about what happened. In Elvish, he says it, so you're going to have to translate it for everyone, Don John.
Everyone speaks Elvish.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you're all elves, aren't you?
I love how in the party of 4 elves and 1 dwarf, I am the translator.
Yeah.
You don't need to translate.
You should still translate. No,
I'm going to translate.
I'm translating for you guys.
Act as if they don't know a single thing.
And I will smile.
Hold on, elves. Hold on. I got this.
I am a member of the tribe of Mana, which inhabits an undersea settlement about 20 miles southwest of Saltmarsh. They took all my weapons and all my armor when I was brought on board. If you see it, I would love to have it back. And you haven't. He describes his weapons and armor, and you haven't seen anything like it. But you do know there's at least one box you haven't opened in the captain's room, so maybe it's in there.
Okay. It wouldn't happen to be like a shield with like a forked tongue on it. No, that's not your style.
No,
Okay.
It's not a lizard.
So we saw this boat coming and going at night along a deserted coastal area, and so my chief ordered me to keep watch and slip aboard when it arrived, and then follow it back to port, or ride it back to port to find out what was going on. So I did it, and at the home port, I witnessed the stowing aboard of a small arsenal of weapons. That's when they discovered me, knocked me out, and took me here. I awakened sometime later in the ship's hull in this compartment. I've been here for some time. They gave me food 3 times, water 6 times, I think, and a big bully of a man with a hook instead of a hand. These visitations aside, I've been left to my own devices here. I don't know how long I've been here either. I don't know for whom the arms are intended either. Do you guys know? Have you found out?
Can I ask him if he knows any like local lizard folk as like a aquatic kind of person, if they know other kind of
That's racist.
aquatic races? Yeah. It's fine, dude.
As a local for the area, do you know any other locals in the area?
Yeah.
There is a tribe of lizard folk. Coincidentally, they're like the same area that the ship was seen in.
Okay. I want to inform him that like we suspect that the boat's been shoveling arms to the lizard folk from wherever it's coming from.
Well, I need to help you get this back to our peoples. Is the ship ours? I can help you sail it, if it is.
We are the new masters.
You basically, the only thing you haven't explored on this ship so far is you haven't opened the box.
The captain's box.
Yeah, and you haven't opened. You haven't gotten it down into the bilge.
Yeah, it's a messy task, but Oceanus, perhaps you could do it.
Well, I'll look down there. Let's find my weapons first, though. You said there's a box that the captain's got?
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe you can open that, and you guys are able to open it. It's not trapped or anything. Inside it, in fact, I don't even know why. I don't know where the key's at. Maybe the captain lost it. Inside the captain's quarters, there is...
Argos is a master key anyway.
the box into the couch. Holds that. Okay. That holds 10 electromagnets
Look
worth
at that.
50 gold each. Somewhere
Yeah.
there is...
This is definitely more than the 75 gold we get for leveling
I
up.
know. Yeah. You guys are going to live high on the hog for a while.
Woohoo!
That in your boat. Somewhere there's a trident. I don't know which room it's in. I forget. But you guys find it. You eventually find Oceanus's gear, and then you guys can lift up the grate or slide it aside that goes down to the bilge and look down there, and you see the bilge just to the south.
Is the bilge filled with water,
Just
or
a little bit. So it stretches.
Okay.
It stretches the full length of the boat. The bottom's covered with a thick layer of wet sand, on top of which is an inch or so of greasy green water.
Okay, is it just for like a buoyancy kind of thing, like to weigh down the boat, or
Yeah.
is
It
it
catches
leaking?
the leaks. It catches
Gotcha.
the leaks. And then you drain the bilge regularly. That's the purpose. And then you store any ballast, sand, rocks, or whatever to help balance the boat in case of, provide stability so it doesn't rock back and forth.
This guy knows boats.
Don John,
In
you
real
must.
life, I do.
so-
Oceanus is translating
Yeah.
for me here.
Oh, of
Don-
course, of course.
Don John didn't get the nuances of that, so
Yeah,
Coralon had
exactly.
I ride on land, not on sea.
you hear a scuttling noise down there, though, toward the stern. So there's something alive down there. There's heaps of trash below the hatch that have formed small islands in the fetid water. There's only about 4 feet of headroom in the place, and you catch a yellow reflection in one of the garbage piles.
Oceanus, did you happen to, hear any of the sailors before you were knocked out talk about, a monster on board or anything like that?
No. No, I didn't.
And could you hear through the door or the wall here into the bosun's cabin? Did you ever hear
Yeah, I
him
hear
talking about something?
just some weird thing, and he tries to phonetically tell you pieces of 8. I heard that.
Squawking of a parrot.
Yeah, that's all I could hear.
Okay. So glinting in a pile of rubbish or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and scuttling noises towards the stern.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And the smell, is there anything like fetid corpse or just greasy water?
Just greasy water, yeah, and garbage. So rotting food and such.
Can I try and grab at this thing with my mage hand?
Yeah, the golden glint. Yeah, you're able to pull out a couple of pieces of gold, and more disturbingly, though, your mage hand disturbing the treasure and the gold and stuff. You see little like white sluggish things squirming around in the trash, which you'd seen before one time in the corpse in the haunted mansion. Rot grubs, and you remember how they dug their way into, I forget whose hand they were digging their way into. It might have been Eddie
Don
or
John.
Don John.
They weren't
okay.
digging at me.
I think it was Eddie or Braylon, one of
I
the
think
two.
it was Eddie.
And you had to burn them to get him out. So
Yeah.
it's not good.
Eddie kept on getting attacked by swarms of literally everything.
Yeah. Now,
That's why he left the party. It sucked.
Oceanus asks, any of you guys got any other magic that you could just, kill him from range here?
Eldritch blast the shit out of it.
Okay.
Yep. Firebolt.
Wait.
I don't want to sink the ship.
Don't
Acid
miss
splash,
because you'll sink, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are able to kill him from range. The scuttling noises, you catch the glimpse every now and then of a rat, but they're just regular rats back there. That's all they appear to be. All right.
What appear to be.
Yeah. You
Well,
could
is
go and
there
find out.
anything unaccounted for? We found weapons. We found secret treasure stashed away. We
Uh-huh.
found documents. We certainly a complement of crew.
You got the lizard folk captives, 2 of them.
Yeah.
Did we...
One
Oh,
died.
we need to finish them. Was there any, chests or anything in the lizard folk quarters?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
you
where you
took
got
the
the
treasure out
first
of that.
ingots.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let me go through the treasure you found. So, first mate had
Did
a
we
key.
figure out what the spell scroll was that we found?
Captain had a key. Oh, no, you didn't. The spell scroll is a scroll of Gust of Wind. 2 potions. Have you used both those already, or are they gone? Or you
Used
have one left?
one.
You have one left. So you have
Argus used one of... No. Someone used one.
Both of them.
I used my own, but I
Right.
used one of the 2.
And I
parties.
used one.
I still have one.
Okay, so you still got one of those. You got the antitoxin that you found. You got the spellbook that was from the wizard that you found. And then let's see here.
With the potions, I raised Argus. Somebody raised me.
I raised you
with his own,
Yeah.
with a renowned
on
potion.
mine, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you found the silver jug. You found in the lizard folk chest, you found the electrum ingots. In the wizard's chest, you found the scroll and the spellbook. In the captain's quarters, you found some ingots. In the desk, you found papers, including a map that shows you hopefully the drop point. Oceanus can confirm for you that that's about where they had seen the ship before, and that's also near where the lizard folk live. So maybe they are arming the lizard folk for some reason.
Or maybe the lizard folk are requesting to be armed for some reason.
Right, yeah. I mean, they're smuggling to the lizard folk for some reason.
Yeah.
You found that curious document. You found all the goods in the cargo hold. You found... okay, there's the weapons. In
They
the
tried it.
Bonson's quarters is where you find an iron box that contains 200 silver, a trident, a dagger, and a crossbow. And the crossbow is damaged beyond repair. But those were Oceanus' weapons, so he takes that trident. He's happy to have it back. He's sad about his crossbow, though. And then in the first mate's quarters, you find the brass box that contains a bunch of silver, and the chest that has some garments in it. And then, let's see, 15. You find...
Is the 200 silver that was with his trident his?
No, it's not his.
Okay.
And last but not least, you find 2 paltry gold inside the garbage island.
Tom, there was also the alchemist spellbook from
Yep.
Yep, he posted that, I think.
I haven't posted that one yet. That was from the other area.
Oh.
Let's see.
Exactly.
Alchemist.
Oh,
yeah.
that's the
Well, you found
leather bound
Philosopher's
you found the
spellbook.
bag, the luck stone, the alchemist spellbook. So you found all that stuff too.
And there were a few bits of smallish treasure from that. I think the alchemist room.
Yep.
Yeah, the gold bones, but we can't keep them anymore.
Oh yeah, you definitely keep them. Otherwise, where's your treasure coming from?
Yeah, we'll put them in the bag of holding.
Got it. Okay, so you got a boat. You got your 2 members of the militia.
2.5 prisoners.
And 2.5 prisoners. So where do you want to do?
I mean, we could always just chain one of the lizard men to the secret compartment where Oceanus was and interrogate him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, hand over the interrogation to the council. But I'm just one of 5. So.
No, I agree.
Yeah, actually, that does make more sense.
All right. So you want to get let's see.
Have Lars and Pingor help us.
Lars and Pingor, yeah, in the morning when you guys can see all the rocks and such, you can weigh anchor, get underway, and head to Saltmarsh with your newly found boat.
Yep.
Hopefully not scare the watch into thinking they're being raided.
All right, so you come into Saltmarsh. Thanks to your heroism, the seagoing side of the smuggling operation has been rendered inoperative. The town council rewards you richly for your efforts, and you enjoy the spoils among the appreciative citizens of Saltmarsh. You'll end up getting some extra gold beyond the gold you normally get. I don't know if I have it written down here anywhere. I believe it is. I believe it's 100 gold pieces split between the 5 of you, so 20 extra gold. So
oh, wow.
You'll actually get, in addition to the gold you get for leveling, 20 extra gold on top of that.
Oh.
At the end of this adventure.
Neat.
Because you had so much money for your rewards from Saltmarsh. See, so they can take the lizard folk, they'll interrogate them. They ask you if you could to stick around somewhere close to Saltmarsh in case they need adventurers to go figure out what's going on with the lizard folk.
Absolutely.
Sure, they pay.
They will probably be able to scrape some sort of reward together. You discover that smugglers were providing weapons to the colony of lizard folk. You found out that lizard folk colonies within 10 miles of Saltmarsh. So
Oh
that's
wow.
bad. That's bad news. The weapon smuggling has been going on for some months now, and the ship's hold is crowded with the mining equipment, the kegs of brandy. You find out that kegs of brandy was stolen from a royal shipment meant for a crown-sponsored mining operation in the region. So the brandy was also for the dwarves. The silks were originally destined for a royal trade mission, so that was just money that they were transporting.
Anybody want to buy a boat?
Boat's ours.
Representatives
I know.
of the Crown in Saltmarsh inform you that the boat actually belongs to the Crown, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you are rewarded handsomely for its return. Let's see. And they might even let you borrow it, should the need arise. What else?
Moonlighting.
Oh,
as
here's the treasure.
smugglers.
Okay. So even after your expenditures, you keep an extra 100 gold split between you. This is in addition to gold for leveling per the ALCC. I'd put quote-unquote smuggled goods in your logs for the extra gold. So now we need to split up your treasure. Let's run through
So,
what it
plus-
was. Let me post what it was again. Okay, so you have... None of you use this item. So... What we got? You find out that the bag of holding is real and you got that unlocked. The luck stone turns out to be cursed.
Uh-oh.
You get advantage on ability check once per dawn, but after you use it, you have disadvantage on the next 2 ability checks after that first one.
No.
So that's no good. You have the spellbook of the alchemist. That's an actual item that will split up. We'll roll for that. Other items that will split up are the antitoxin, the 1 potion of healing, the 1 scroll of gust, and the second spellbook. So, if you'd like any of those items, roll a d20, and we'll just go from high roll to low roll.
And you can't use your inspiration.
You can't use
for
your
it, can ya?
inspiration. No.
And which die do we roll for this? John? Just a standard one,
D20.
D20.
Yeah. And not like
Wait,
that.
do we have to declare like what item we want before rolling or something?
No. Nope. Hey,
Oh,
Brandon,
my
you gotta do slash roll
I was wondering, yeah.
D20. You're just typing rolling 20. So it
I'm actually typing /R 20,
space
but I'm not
D20.
D20.
Yeah,
not
need a
different
D.
than the D.
Oh my god, that's so
My
funny.
apologies.
it
Yeah, just roll a 20 every time. You got it.
I've had that happen before on accident before, so I knew what to
Oh
watch
yeah,
for.
I just /roll 20.
Yep.
How
All
is he
right.
critting so many
Argus.
times?
Nice roll, Argus. Okay, so 17. It looks like this is the high roll, then a 12. Then we got 2 11s, and then a 2. Okay, so we'll start with the 17. So, Coralon, which of those items would you like?
The spellbook from the wizard on the ship.
Okay, so that's Poon Keta's spellbook. Then next to go is... Let's see here. Next to go looks like it is... Argus? Yeah, Argus, what would you like?
I'll take the potion of healing.
Okay, healing, Argus. And then next we got Zach and Tim. Why don't you guys reroll? Let's see, beat the tie.
Okay.
Zach got a 6. Tim got a 15.
Oh,
Tim,
my
what would you
gosh.
like? So we got the Alchemist Spellbook, Antitoxin, and Gust of Wind Scroll left.
Spellbook.
You'll take the Alchemist Spellbook, okay?
Yeah.
Alchem to Bray. Lynn. All right, then we got Zach. You got Antitoxin or Gust of Wind.
Hit me up with that gust of wind.
Gust of Wind Scroll. Gust of
This
Wind.
is my first time actually getting anything. I just like roll low on everything else.
And then
The renowned.
Antitoxin. You want to take the Antitoxin, Galadrin?
Yep, might as well.
Antitoxin, got it. Okay. What else we got?
That's the Philosopher's Stone book thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let me reread what we need to know about that. And also, does anyone want to randomly get a magic item? So you're going to get, at the end of this, 4 ACP and 4 TCP, if that will make you where you want to roll for an item. Otherwise, you can just wait till you play next time, if you don't want one now.
For the second option, right, we can just pay the required TCP and use gold to unlock any item we want.
Yep. Actually, you get the item. You don't just unlock it, you get it. You have to spend the TCP and you get it.
Okay, so like relative to normal purchase, the difference is now we're spending gold, but we don't have to unlock the item before we buy it.
Yep, you have to spend gold and downtime is the difference.
Wait, so there's the random item.
Let me click it again for you. Let's see if I can find it.
Thanks.
Sorry, yeah.
That was...
So we have the option of
Xenos.
getting a random item or a specific item, and the random item will cost us the however much TCP.
So the random item, every item costs gold, downtime, and TCP. The gold's the same whether it's random or picked. The downtime is what's different. It's 10 downtime if it's random, it's 30 downtime if you pick it.
Okay, because it's like as if she's bringing in a shipment of items.
If you want a specific
Random
item,
versus
she's
Gotcha.
going to go and find it for you.
Okay, and that is the use of TCP. What is the use of ACP? What is it?
You'll
Level up.
spend 4 ACP to gain level 2. And 4 ACP to gain level 3, and 4 to gain level 4, and 4 to gain level 5, and then 8 to gain every level after that. So basically,
So do we even keep track of experience points anymore?
Nope, they replace experience points.
And we don't use ACP for this magic items, right?
Correct, only TCP and downtime.
And one more bonehead question. You said that we receive an actual gold reward per level when we level up. So going from 1 to 2, you receive
75.
You'll get 75 gold when you gain second level. So that is not a reward or anything. That is the treasure you have that is in excess that you spend on adventuring. And you don't actually keep track of all the treasure you found in this adventure. You got all that treasure, but you don't keep track of it.
Only the magic items rolled for, the spellbook in my case.
Yep.
The 75 gold pieces gained
going a level, yep.
as going up a level.
Yep.
The 4 ACP, which you're going to spend to gain level 2. The 4 TCP you keep in stock.
Yep.
Use when you want to buy magic items.
Correct.
Yes.
And then this one special thing where you get the extra 20 gold each.
Yes, and note that as smuggled goods in our log.
Okay, let's see, what else was I going to show? What was I looking for a second ago?
Philosopher's Stone.
Philosopher's Stone, okay. Let me look that up.
Does anyone want the cursed item?
It's an unlock. You can buy it.
Oh god.
You can choose to be cursed.
You can choose to be cursed if you want.
And pay a lot for it.
Right?
Wait, but do we unlock the cursed item or do we unlock the uncursed base?
You unlock the cursed item.
Okay.
There is
Is
actually.
that also new to season 8? I don't.
It
remember
is,
hearing
yeah.
season
It
7.
is new, yeah. Okay.
I need
cool.
to read all these season 8 changes.
There's a lot of different, and it's all going to change in season 9 again. So. Which is
when
right
does
around-
season 9 start?
2 months.
September 1st.
Oh my god. Can we use season 8 characters in season 9?
You can. You just.
Oh.
We'll see. The final rules aren't out yet, so we'll see what the final rules say.
Gotcha.
Okay. The Secret of Philosopher's Stone. Okay, I'll just copy this here. I don't even know what it does if you succeed with it. Let's see. Wishing to study the copy of the secrets must spend 1 downtime day made in front of a DM.
I mean, regardless of what the bonus is, I would want to do it because it's her thing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that it actually does anything except you can say that you know about the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone. And if you want to roll an Arcana check and spend the downtime day, go for it.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Nice job. Made it. So you can note that you know the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone in your log.
And do folks already have downtime from previous
No.
adventures?
So at the end of this adventure, you guys will get you'll get 4 ACP, you'll get 4 TCP, you'll get the adventure
10 downtime.
themselves don't reward downtime. Downtime comes at a specific rate with adventure checkpoints. You get 5 downtime
It should be 10.
per
It's alright.
2 adventure checkpoints. So for this adventure, you'd
Okay.
get 10 downtime. See, the thing is, the reason why that's not awarded by the adventure is that you can. There's
Half.
things that are extra, where you can get extra TCPs and stuff, and extra advancement checkpoints. So they kind of separate it. Anyway, you always get downtime at that rate, 5 downtime per 2 ACP, and you always get 1
Per
renown
2.
per 4 ACP.
Okay, so we actually received 10.
So you're gonna get 10 downtime and 1 renown.
10 downtime.
Yep.
Got it.
Did my 17 pass the book check?
Oh no, did not. You need a 20 to make it.
To
Okay,
know
I'm
that the item's cursed.
No, to understand the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone.
Philosopher.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, I can't resist the opportunity to learn something new, so I
All
might
right.
as well jump on the bandwagon. And it was just an intelligence check.
Arcana, yep. Intelligence.
Okay, I have Arcana as a proficiency, so what do I do?
That's
7.
So that's
5
7
plus
for
2.
you.
Rubbish!
You
There are
don't-
no
Can I-
secrets.
Can I use advantage on this intelligence check?
No.
My inspiration?
No.
Don John, the
I
elder
guess draw.
sage.
That's funny. The module number is DDHC00-GSM-Chapter 2.
On the top
Part
of
2.
each of the magic items, yeah. And then, Tom, is your DM number the same as it was
It
last
is,
season?
yep, 3100805911.
Oh, there you got it. Yeah, thanks for...
Yeah. I don't think I want to do the random roll because the only thing that I see off the top of my head is from table B, mithril armor.
Oh yeah, that'd be a nice random roll.
Where are these tables,
But
guys?
that's so low.
They are
DMG 144
Okay.
to 147.
and if you don't have a DMG, you can use D&D Beyond. And since I shared all my stuff with it, you can look at the DMG and D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Under media or something, or books?
Under sources, I think it is.
Sources. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And so that's where you could choose to buy a potion of healing, as long as you spend the gold, spend the downtime.
So you can always buy potions of healing for 50 gold.
It's a permanent unlock, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be from the player handbook on like the equipment stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
like
And
you
that
could before. So that's what unlocked means. You don't. Got it. Okay,
unlocked lets you buy it. Yeah. Basically, if you find something, you unlock it. So you can.
got it.
I mean,
Okay, so-
think of it in game as, hey, I found this sword, I'm taking it, and then the rules aspect of it is, you don't actually get to use that sword until you spend the treasure checkpoints to quote unquote take it.
Until you
Got
buy it from the local shop.
No, you don't.
Got
In theory,
yeah.
it's the one you found, right? In
Yeah,
theory.
yeah.
Whereas actually going to a shop, that's Xandros, and asking him to look for something.
Plus, you can also.
Because here's
Plus, there's things that are always unlocked. So there's things on tables,
F and G.
tables F and G and A, B, C, and D that are always unlocked. If you look in the, I think it's the player's guide.
okay, yeah. So like it was, they hadn't changed
Yeah,
that. In
they
it. Got it.
still have things. So in the player's guide, on page, what page is that? Or it might be the DM's guide. Player's guide.
The evergreen items, I can actually paste the PDF for that inside this.
Yeah, go for it. It's also on my quick reference sheet too, which
Yeah.
is if you go to the links, then you look for quick
Yeah,
reference on
okay,
the
I'll
bottom.
try and-
Click
There
that
you
thing
go.
on the bottom there and hit continue. And then you'll see a table on the bottom right of the second page with all the items for purchase. So if you
Yeah,
wanted
this
to
is
buy
really
a
fun.
potion of healing, you can buy it for 50 gold pieces. A potion of greater healing is 100 gold pieces. Or you could spend treasure checkpoints on it instead of gold, but it's really expensive to do it that way.
Yeah.
In fact, it's
Cool.
you're losing money because you could convert those 8 treasure checkpoints to 400 gold pieces.
Yeah, isn't it 50 gold per one treasure
It is.
checkpoint?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Equivalent cost. Okay. So, Tom, when we create our logs, I assume you still want to say I spent 4 ACPs to raise to level 2. I spent 50 gold pieces to buy a potion of healing. I
Yeah.
gained in adventure plus 20 gold pieces, smuggler's goods, spellbook, punkata, da 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 da.
Yep.
That sort
Yeah,
of
you should put anything that changes in your equipment in your logs.
Okay.
And the cost of TCP for like purchasing a specific item on table F or G will be listed in that quick guide, or
It is. Yeah. If you look at that quick reference sheet again, and then you look at the tables, the character advancement table has it. So if you look at A, B, and C is 8 treasure checkpoints. F and D is 16. E is also
okay.
16. G and H are 20, and I is 24.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, it's gonna be a while for me for some of those.
Yeah,
Question
basically,
for
you get
sorry,
your
for
first magic item that's uncommon at 5th level.
Yeah.
for the captains and draws, right? Can we use this option at any time, given that it is the specific item one, since it doesn't require?
Can you use what?
Like, can we use Captain Zendros, the specific item purchase at any time?
Or only while we're in Saltmarsh.
I don't know all the details of the explanation. My understanding is it's only in Saltmarsh, but I don't know for sure.
Got it.
You'll have to scour Facebook
Okay.
to get the answers from the admins.
So is it possible to use downtime to move to Saltmarsh to do this or something?
You guys are in Saltmarsh right now.
Not like if let's just say we leave and we come back and want to buy something.
Oh, I don't know how it works. If you for example, if you took this character and then played an adventure that wasn't Saltmarsh, I don't know if you would be able to use that unless you then play another adventure that is Saltmarsh. I don't know the answer.
Maybe you could log in your log sheet for this adventure that at the very end you stopped by Xandros's place.
Yeah, I think basically as long as you're doing an adventure that's Saltmarsh, you can make an entry right after that adventure that's Sandros. But if you then do one that's not Saltmarsh, I bet you can't. But I don't know all the answers.
Okay.
They do claim that they're writing up a revision to the DDCL that might clarify that for you.
Gotcha.
By
Tom,
the
when I
time they
looked at-
finish, there will be a season.
You never know.
Tom, in the schedule that you posted, I
Oh.
find it again. There were a couple more obvious Saltmarsh titles, and then it switched to something else.
Dunwater and Final Enemy.
Uh-huh.
And are those part of the same story?
They
I'm trying to
are.
remember 40 years ago when I played Saltmarsh.
They are not part of the Saltmarsh 3 original adventures, but they are all
I didn't
adventures set in the same setting, and they're part of the Saltmarsh adventure now.
Part of the current story.
Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly. So I have an adventure I have it right now on the list as next week, but it might be 2 weeks. I'll post tomorrow morning when I figure out for sure what it's going to be. And then like normal, there'll be time to sign up. I'm sure
Do we
Zach
still
would
sign
like it to
up
be
on
2
that other
weeks.
site that?
No, just email me. Nope, just email me
'cause
and
that
that's
other
it.
one was super awkward.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
The
That's a
other
lot
site's
more.
also really barren.
yeah, everyone
Like,
gave up.
I don't think there's a single post on there anymore.
I hated that place.
Everyone gave up on it.
I liked it just because of people who posted, but mostly just Tom's DDAL 08.
Yeah.
But like I thought, like Jack English, he He was posting some things, but that was it.
I just found it hard to use because I don't have time to check it regularly, and I
Oh,
would say,
that too,
okay,
yeah.
I'm going to join up, Tom's game or another game, and whammo, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone.
Yep.
So okay, super. So you'll let us know, or you'll post, or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll let you guys know.
Okay, and I'll try and make all these changes and be ready for the next time we play. I'm here for 2 months, so I should be able to